Huskies fans are fired up and
in
ready
Illinois
for college
versus
football.
Tulsa. Pause.
Comes marching in
Selectable.
for their home opener, ready to do battle with the defending MAC champions, the Northern Illinois Huskies. You're watching the American on ESPN+. Welcome inside H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa, alongside a guy that played receiver and quarterback in college, LaDarren McClain. I'm James Westling. LD, these two teams have had a lot of success last season in their respective conferences, but they do it in very different ways.
Yeah, you look at the Golden Hurricane, they had a lot of high expectations in this offense in the American, and last week, even in a losing loss, they did not disappoint. 521 yards of total offense, 460 yards passing, which was second in the country. This offense is built to use every blade of grass against opposing defenses, and the Huskies tonight are going to have a very tough challenge to slow these guys down.
And for Northern Illinois, it's smash-mouth football.
Well, they're built on physicality, and they're led by their offensive linemen up front, projected to be the top offensive unit in the MAC. And when you look at their stable of running backs, they like to dictate the pace, they like to ground, they like to pound you into submission, and this is going to be a beautiful contrasting style of two teams here this evening.
3 different running backs, 3 touchdowns, 1 each in the first half of their win a week ago against Eastern Illinois. Tulsa, a team that went to a bowl last season, coached by Philip Montgomery. The Golden Hurricane went 7-6, 5-3 in the AAC. Finished tied for 3rd after being preseason picked 6th. Meanwhile, on the other side, Northern Illinois, biggest turnaround in college football from 2020. Went over 0-6, 9-5 last year, and they win the MAC.
Well, it's pretty impressive, and they've got a simple recipe. It's about being physical, right? And it's about running the ball and playing defense. That's a recipe that travels, and that's why this is going to be a tough matchup for the Golden Hurricane this evening, because they've got to be able to do what they want to do on offense, but their defense is going to play a different style today against this Huskies offense.
And we will see this high-octane Tulsa attack first. Quarterbacked by Davis Brin. Head coach Philip Montgomery calls the plays. Fans still filing in to H.A. Chapman Stadium. Bill Jackson back deep for the Hurricane. A freshman return man, as well as Marquise Shoulders back deep. We are underway here in Tulsa. First ever meeting between these two schools. Booted out of the back of the end zone by John Richardson for a touchback. Tulsa's quarterback, Davis Brin, 6'2", redshirt senior, 14 career starts with the Hurricane. Went off for 460 yards last week against Wyoming. Threw for over 3,000 yards a season ago, had 18 touchdowns for this Tulsa team.
Well, it's hard to believe he's come all the way back from that third-string quarterback to now he's on the Johnny Unitas, Earl Campbell. He's on the Danny Woelfel War to Watch list. And this young man was surgical last week. And this offense can have that type of success tonight. They've got a very good chance of really keeping this defense off balance.
Starting at tailback for the Hurricane is Steven Anderson, 6'2", 260 pounds. He is a load, short gain, popped by Devontae O'Malley. Big defensive tackle up front for the Huskies.
Now, this defense of the Huskies, it's a new scheme. They've got some guys coming in, and we talked to defensive coordinator Nick Benedetto. He said, hey, we've got to improve our eye discipline. And that means, hey, sometimes what you see is not what really is, and we got to be disciplined in all phases.
Nobody open downfield. Brin has to tuck it, dart out of bounds for a short pickup. Isaiah Green-May tracked him down. And it's 3rd down for Tulsa. 87 degrees at kickoff. No wind to be accounted for. A beautiful evening here in Tulsa.
Yeah, that's kind of perfect for this part of the country for sure. You got an 87-degree kickoff. You got to love that. And how about that defense right there by the Huskies? Nowhere for Brin to go with the football, and a lot of times that defensive backfield, if you will, the secondary, staying at home, being disciplined, keeping those receivers, which we'll talk a lot about in this game, James, how explosive they are, but they're doing a good job keeping them underneath.
3rd and long for Tulsa right out of the gate. This will be a big stop for the Huskies. A 3 and out. Anderson shifts sidecar right. Four-man rush. Brent loops it to the boundary, and it's caught. Keelan Stokes makes his first grab. Had 11 receptions last Saturday. Good enough for a first down.
Yeah, this is a nice job by this offensive line. And it looked like the Huskies were going to show a blitz, but then they backed down at the very end. But look at the pass protection. Everybody accounted for. And when you give Bren a clean pocket and give him a chance to come off his first and now go to his secondary marks, he's going to be pretty accurate.
Puts it in the belly of Anderson. Makes a cut, gets upfield, and rumbles forward for a gain of 9, making it second. And short, Isaiah Green-May, the stopper. Let's take a look at the players to watch, brought to you by Grand Caliber. As Brent will go up tempo, give it to Anderson. He tumbles forward for a gain of 4 and a first down. Players to watch brought to you by Grand Caliber, and we spotlight a defensive back for NIU and a star receiver for Tulsa. It'll be Eric Rogers against Keelan Stokes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Eric Rogers, he's returning from an ACL a year ago, but he had 2 interceptions last week against Eastern Illinois.
How about this hard-nosed rushing attack by Steven Anderson on this first drive? Tulsa said they wanted to establish the ground game tonight.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Montgomery. That's what he said. That we've got to be better of balance in our rushing and offensive attack overall.
Anderson, another first down run. Powering over left tackle Dylan Wade and left guard Chester Baugh. Averin Rayner, the stopper that time for NIU.
Yeah, it's just inside zone blocking right there, and that's what they want to get to. Chester Baugh, like you mentioned right there, big number 76.
First and 10, fresh set of downs for Brent. Hums it to the boundary. Juan Carlos Santana was out of bounds on the catch.
Yeah, that was awfully close. And I thought Brent might come off that pass. There was a defender kind of hanging in the flat in between that throw. But this just shows you the arm strength. That's on a rope. And I'm not sure why that's not a catch. He actually hit 2 feet in right there, James.
Eric Rogers was on the coverage. And there's the stoppage of play. They'll take a look.
Yeah, I think this is gonna stand as a catch.
Our head referee is Jeremy tonight.
Thank you.
Or maybe not. Yeah, watch this. It's a tight throw into the boundary right there over the arms of Eric Rogers. And I actually think J.C. Santana got 2 feet in.
Second and 10, quick slant, and it's reeled in by Isaiah Epps. The transfer from Kentucky, Devin Lafayette on the coverage. 2 flags are out.
Well, James, this is going to be interesting. They may get Keelan Stokes here for an illegal screen downfield. Now, more teams nowadays are trying to implement in their offense where they do that screen and free a receiver open. He gets flagged on that one. Now, watch the action at the top. It's kind of a subtle move, but I think you could probably let that one play on. The officials calling it tight already. And if it kind of looks like it, hey, they're going to try to throw the flag there for sure. But that was a big play that's coming back for the Golden Hurricane.
Hurricane were on the move. That's going to back them up to the Northern Illinois 48-yard line. Just underway here at H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa. Golden Hurricane, it's their opening drive. 2nd and 25. Freshman tailbacks in the lineup for Tulsa, Bill Jackson. Play clock winding down. Against a 4-man rush. Bren comes to the near boundary, and it's hauled in by Stokes, who's been his favorite target early on. That's his second catch. C.J. Brown on the coverage.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Huskies defense, you can live with this. They're playing zone coverage. They're only rushing 4. They've got 7 back in coverage. You just don't want to give up that big explosive play. So they're playing the percentages right now, playing the chalk. They are ahead of schedule defensively with the chains. So right now they can play it pretty close to the vest.
Northern Illinois gave up a lot of yards last season. They bring a blitzer up the middle. Bryn gets it away. Santana with the grab. Straight arms a defender, then gets tugged down out of bounds, and a late flag comes out. Tulsa sideline was all over it, and this will be an NIU penalty. Eric Rogers is the one that tossed him out of bounds.
Wow, there's a lot going on in this play here. First of all, if you want to play college and quarterback, just watch the replay of Davis Bryn on this one. He takes a shot right in between the 7, but then delivers a strike. Here it is here. Watch the quarterback take one. He knows it, but he gets it out. And now watch the end of this, the physicality of this. And unfortunately, Eric Rogers is going to get flagged for unnecessary roughness out of bounds.
How impressed are you by Davis Bryn early on?
Well, I'm real impressed. I always look at a quarterback and their footwork, their way they move around in the pocket, but man, that ball has some zip on it.
Yes,
it's
it does.
Getting there in a hurry. And quarterbacks that have that arm and they know what's going on pre-snap, you're ahead of the game. And that's why this offense is going to be something to deal with for sure.
He's hit on 3 of his first 4 passes. Again, he tossed for 460 yards a week ago. Over the middle, incomplete. That's his second incompletion. Looking for Malachi Jones, one of 3 Hurricane receivers that went over 100 yards last week in the close loss to Wyoming.
Yeah, this could have been an RPO here. This is where Davis Bryn saw something in the passing game, and the receivers on the same page. They couldn't connect, and that's what you hear a lot of people talk about nowadays in these offenses, the RPO. One play's called, the quarterbacks and receivers see something out and throw it.
Second down and 10. You see the drive, 11 plays, 61 yards already. Receivers stacked towards the top of your screen. They come underneath. Reeled in by Santana. Touchdown, Tulsa. JC TD. Tulsa strikes first. They lead 6-0.
Yeah, this wide receiving crew is going to be a problem, not only for the Huskies, but the rest of the American Conference. I don't know if you can play them one-on-one because these guys have the ability on simple out routes. That's a 5-yard out route. You make a guy miss, and then it's a curtain call to the house. And I don't know how you stop it because now at some point in time, do we put pressure on Davis Bryn or do we take our chances with the DBs on the back end?
Zach Long on for the point after. Tulsa on the board. They lead it 7-0. Less than 5 minutes into this first session. Bryn to Juan Carlos Santana. Their second touchdown connection already on the young season.
Work emails, work emails.
We let our work worries run wild and run our lives. So when things get out of hand at work, your team can take back control with Asana. And when work runs smoothly, you're free to focus on all the things that matter instead of just worrying about work. Make work work for you with Asana.
Are you ready for football? No, really. Are you? Are you screaming for football? Freezing for football?
Oh yeah, I'm freezing my booper off.
And dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, naming your pets, and loosening up for football?
Kelsey catches cleanly in coverage. Kelsey catches cleanly in coverage.
Are you manifesting for football? Are you losing it for football? Are you
breaking up with me?
For football.
Oh.
Honey, she just said Rams.
Perfect pass, Patrick.
It's a good looking brat.
Who dat? Touchdown.
Are you dancing, flexing, feuding, jonesing, burrowing, and Manninging for football? Are you prepping, bracing, and getting hyped for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
They're back for another season. Woo! Join Peyton and Eli as they welcome special guests, break down the game and each other.
This helmet doesn't fit. Shocking that a helmet doesn't fit you.
Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 and ESPN+.
the finals. Connecticut versus Las Vegas. Today at 3 on ABC.
To Canton. Goes through Tulsa. They're building something here. Philip Montgomery has taken this team to 4 bowl games, 2 in a row LD, and 2 new names added to that wall on the side of H.A. Chapman Stadium.
Yeah, how about that? I know that big guy right there, Tyler Smith, got to have a heck of a game tomorrow for the Dallas Cowboys. I can tell you that.
You look at their first-round NFL draft picks, back-to-back, Collins and Smith, 21 and 22. Great start for the Tulsa offense. What impressed you most on that drive?
Well, I like the fact that they were balanced. You know, we talked to Coach Montgomery during the week, and he said, yeah, we want to be balanced. And I think we kind of side-eyed said you guys are going to throw, but, man, they were. They were very balanced, and I like the fact that they overcame some penalties to those yardage and were able to get the matchups they wanted to get the TD.
Running back Steven Anderson had a 9-yard run on that drive. Tulsa, as a team, their longest rush a week ago was 8. This is returnable for Lafayette. Make it Mason Blackmore returning the kick for the Huskies. One of their 3 tailbacks. It's a 3-headed backfield. He's brought down by Grant Sawyer on special teams shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where Northern Illinois will start their opening drive.
Well, we talked about it, and this offense built on physicality. So you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets, which is 12 personnel. Sometimes you may see an extra receiver come into the game, and it starts with this guy here, your quarterback, and you see the watch list that he's on preseason. This kid is getting better. They can depend on him now, James, in the passing game. They don't depend necessarily all on the run game.
Handed off on the first play from scrimmage to Ontario Brown, sophomore running back, had a big game a week ago. Picks up 4 to the 31, dropped by L.J. Wallace, the free safety for the Hurricane.
It's a good look at that offensive line, and Tiger in the middle, number 50, the freshman center. And we talked to the coaches. They're talking about him being the alpha dog, if you will, with all the upperclassmen on this offensive line and this offense. So the upside for that young man is certainly up.
Lombardi across the sideline. He gets it to Cole Tucker for a first down. And they complete it for a big gain.
Well, play action is going to work, especially when the defense is expecting you to pound them, you know, in between the tackles. Look at the movement left, right? And now you get your quarterback. He's on a naked bootleg. It's an easy read, no pressure. It's a clear view, high percentage pass to move the chains.
Cole Tucker is the leader of that wide receiver room. Redshirt senior, 5th year in the program. Up the gut, Brown. Takes 3 Hurricane defenders to bring him down. It's a gain of 6. LD, this is an elite offensive line for Northern Illinois. 4 returning starters. They had the 4th best rushing offense in all of FBS a season ago.
Yeah, like we talked about, it's a preseason top unit in the MAC. And that's saying a lot. I'm talking about the entire unit. That usually 1 or 2 guys, but all 5 of these guys up front can dominate a game. And when you look at some of those guys coming back, and Marcus Cox, we'll talk about him, 30 consecutive starts. That's impressive for sure.
New tailback in for NIU. Harrison Whaley gets his first touch. Met by a wall of Hurricane defenders. Maybe got a half-yard. Justin Wright the stopper that time. But you look at this Northern Illinois backfield. 3 different guys, pretty balanced. Each guy gets around the same number of touches night in and night out, and they all contribute in big ways.
Well, they all can do different things. They all can. You've got a slasher, you've got a power back, and then you've got a complete back. And I think they talk about Ontario Brown as kind of more of the complete back, kind of a home run hitter type. with some speed.
3rd and 4. They'll run it with Whaley. Whaley, big hole on the left side. He's got the first down and more. Powers his way inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Can Darren Ray dropped him. That's the longest rush of the night for NIU.
Yeah, it's just an outside zone. And not many teams have the confidence to hand the ball off on 3rd and 4 or 5 and say, yeah, we feel confident enough to pick it up. And that's exactly what they do. Whaley does a great job being patient, and the offensive line getting into a good lather, James, early on this opening drive.
13 yards on that tote. It's 1st and 10. NIU on the move at the 34 of Tulsa. Pistol set. Lombardi wants to hum it. Miscommunication on the route. Was looking for Fabian McRae, who's the most improved receiver on this Huskies team. L.J. Wallace in the neighborhood on the coverage. It's 2nd. Northern Illinois a season ago. They could score it in a multitude of ways. Averaged over 30 points per game. 2nd in their league, 4th in all of FBS on the ground, as we noted, over 240 yards. But they can sling it too when they have to. Lombardi can spin it.
Circle that right there. That 241 a year ago, that's outstanding. They want to get back to that standard, but you're right. Lombardi may take them to another level this season.
Handoff Brown, stretch play. And he's got 5 to the 30-yard line. But Rocky Lombardi, he broke an NIU and a MAC single-game passing record last year with 532 yards in a game against Kent State in November. That alone tells you that he can really put this team on his back when he has to.
Yeah, he's becoming more of a student of the game. He's looking to, do some study with the film work, and he just loves football. When we talked to Coach Hammock, he said he is acting like a professional. This is his craft, and you're starting to see the fruits of the labor. And he's off to a great start this year, and he looks pretty solid here early in the first part of this game.
Let's see how he looks here on 3rd and 6 as they'll go to the air. Tight coverage, a blanket, but it's caught at the 25-yard line by Cole Tucker. He is just a half-yard shy of the marker.
Now, this is good coverage, too. Bryson Powers, number 21, he's there. But the pass is on the money. And more times than not, if you have a perfect pass and a good route, you're going to win your battles against solid coverage. They're a little bit short here, James.
4th and 1. Northern Illinois brings in their short yardage package. They have some power up front. And Terrio Brown, the lone setback. Movement up front. Somebody jumped off the line before the snap. His left tackle, Marcus Cox.
70, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's unfortunate too. They go to kind of an overload. They bring the 3 tight ends to the game, and just a little bit of anticipation there by arguably your best offensive lineman. Going to force them to have to kick a field goal here.
Really uncharacteristic by Cox. So this will bring out John Richardson. He's on the Groza Award watch list. Made 22 field goals, an NIU record a season ago. This is a long one from 48 yards. His career long is. Snap looks good. It has the distance, but he pushed it. No good. Big break for the Tulsa defense. Our score stays the same. It's Tulsa 7, Northern Illinois nothing.
With Chase, you can do more. Get pre-approved and Zoom. Score your dream trip. Invest with JP Morgan here or here. Chase helps you game, set, and more.
Holy Dr. Pepper. On season 5 of Fansville, college football is back and it's total chaos.
I mean, there's East Coast teams on the West Coast. There's West Coast teams in the Midwest. I can't find the game. We're going to miss a kickoff.
Come on down to Fansville Foam Finger Warehouse.
How many NIL deals does Bryce Young have?
It's just too much change. What's next? Games in the metaverse? Robot coaches?
Honey, let me get you a Dr. Pepper. So you want Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, Zero Sugar, Dr. Pepper and Can Soda?
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
back for another season. Join Peyton and Eli as they welcome special guests, break down the game and each other.
This helmet doesn't fit. Shocking that a helmet doesn't fit you.
Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 and ESPN+.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Roof Claim, presenting partner of the 2022 American Football Championship game. They have been having a blast all day long here on the campus of Tulsa. They had a concert downstairs earlier. Country music star David Nail is in the house. He's got 2 #1 singles and 8 top 40 singles. He took the stage a couple of hours ago. Just a great scene here on the north side of Tulsa, 7-0. Hurricane on top. They looked good on their opening drive. Second series for star quarterback Davis Brent. Anderson had a nice first series for Tulsa. That time he's thumped by Michael Kennedy. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd and 10.
Michael Kennedy. Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down.
Loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. LD, that's already the 7th carry for Steven Anderson. He had 10 all game long a week ago.
You know, I kind of like that changeup because you've been thinking, Jordan Ford, you've been thinking some of the other quicker backs, but now they go to a more powerful running back, and it's a nice switch up.
Bren, deep shot, overshoots Keelan Stokes. On the coverage, Jordan Gandy.
Well,
he was the Huskies' best corner a season ago.
Well, James, you know what? This defense is going to have a lot of this. The secondary is going to have a lot of man-to-man coverage, and you can see it there. They cross at the line of scrimmage, and you've got to communicate at the defensive back position. Say, hey, I've got him. I've got inside. You take outside. And they got lucky there. That pass was a little bit long, but the receiver did have a step.
Stokes pacing to become Tulsa's all-time leading receiver. He's 624 yards shy of staking that claim. Currently in 7th place all time. Bren from a muddy pocket, incomplete, looking for Malachi Jones. It's 4th and 11. LD, that's a big win for the Huskies defense to get off the field in a hurry.
That's a great stand. They did everything right. They've got to win on 1st and 2nd down. And if you can put this offense at 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, you've got a fighting chance because the quarterback has to hold the ball just a touch longer, and that allows some of the pressure to get there. But the coverage, too, James, was outstanding.
2 guys back deep for the Huskies as they look to flip the field. Cole Tucker back deep, as well as Kasper Rutkowitz. One of the best punters of the ball for Tulsa. Drives it deep to around the 10-yard line. Rutkowitz lasso down. Hogtied at the 17-yard line. Nice special teams tackle made by Dorian Hopkins. We'll see Northern Illinois' offense coming up next, looking for the equalizer down here in the first quarter.
Are you ready for football? No, really. Are you? Are you screaming for football? Freezing for football?
Oh, yeah, I'm freezing my booper off.
And dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, naming your pets, and loosening up for football?
Kelsey catches cleanly in coverage. Kelsey catches cleanly in coverage.
Are you manifesting for football? Are you losing it for football? Are you
breaking up with me?
For football.
Oh.
Honey, she just said Rams.
Perfect pass, Patrick.
It's a good-looking brat.
Who dey? Touchdown.
Are you dancing, flexing, feuding, jonesing, burrowing, and manning-ing for football? Are you prepping, bracing, and getting hyped for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
A look at Northern Illinois coach Thomas Hammock in his 4th season, former NIU running back. He'll be inducted into the Northern Illinois Hall of Fame on October 8th. Spent some time as the running backs coach at Wisconsin, coached Melvin Gordon, Monty Ball. Always a strong running game at Wisconsin, and he's brought that style of football to NIU.
Yeah, he just lit up about his program, obviously, and the way they want to play football. And the main thing he said, you'd think he would say something offensively. He said, we got to tackle good against Tulsa.
He's a complete coach. There's a good tackle made by Justin Wright, the Mike linebacker for this Tulsa defense, bottling up this NIU rushing attack on first down. It's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, you got to match the physicality of this offensive line, and you see a lot of blue shirts get underneath the pad level of the offensive line, and if you can play at the line of scrimmage and start to get in the backfield, that will slow the tempo and the pace of the running game and minimize some of those gashes that we saw a little bit on that first drive.
It's a 3-3-5 scheme for Tulsa defensively. They implemented that in 2018. They've been much better on that side of the ball since, as Brown is stuck. Anthony Goodlow stop his 2nd tackle on the young season.
Yeah, and James, sometimes you just got to beat the guy in front of you. Watch Goodlow get off. He uses his arms, extends, and then throws the offensive lineman off of him. John Champ didn't have a chance, and I tell you what, this defense, you mentioned the 3-3-5. You're not going to see many offenses in the American like this. They've made the adjustment in this game, and right now they're matching the physicality.
Goodlow started his career as a safety. He was a safety in high school, added a bunch of weight. 5th year in the program, up to 274. That was his 73rd career tackle. 3rd and long once again for Northern Illinois. Lombardi whistles it, incomplete. Wanted Shamar Thornton, the transfer from Florida International, who is their top target week 1. Kennedy Solomon with blanket coverage. It's been a nice performance by the Tulsa back line of their defense.
Well, they're doing a great job. This is a man-free coverage, so now you've got free safeties deep, but you're playing man underneath, and that frees these defensive backs to be overly aggressive. And you saw the aggressive play there to knock the pass away. It's good defense there by Solomon.
Keelan Stokes back deep. Northern Illinois pinned deep. Booming punt. Stokes. Missed. Angling towards the sideline, and he's all the way down to the NIU 40-yard line. Keelan Stokes is a threat to take it to the house every time he touches the rock.
You know, I just marvel at these guys that can field these punts. You just have a knack for that. The tendency is to go sideline to sideline, but no, when you're punt returning, you get straight up the field. And I'm telling you, Sleep there does a good job getting field position first and foremost, but getting what he can upfield on that return.
How do you feel about that nickname? They don't call him. He got that nickname in 7th grade. He tore it up at 7-on-7. His coach said, "We were sleeping on you."
Hey, Coach Montgomery said, we don't say Keelan. Like, what are we talking about? This is Sleep.
Keelan Sleep. To look at Coach Philip Montgomery. His quarterback looking, he's going down. Isaiah Green May, a transfer from Wisconsin. That's why they brought him in, to get after quarterbacks.
And this is all an assist by the secondary. Look at the coverage on the back end first and foremost. If you make Bren have to clutch the pass, he's in trouble because now this defensive line is on their tracks and they're going 100 miles an hour, and Green May gets home.
Green May is 6'6", 242. Looks the part. 4-down lineman for Northern Illinois. Quick throw along the numbers. A late flag comes out. It is Compeps, but we'll wait for the call.
Complete to number 3, Isaiah Epps. There's a flag down.
A lot of times when that flag is dropped in the middle, it's either offensive holding or maybe a legal hands to the face.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense
there you
number
go.
9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Clock operator, please set the game clock to 1 minute 58 seconds. 1:58, please.
Watch the middle of the screen here. You see it right there at about the 42, 40-yard line right there. That's Rayner, number 9. He didn't let go. That's a big penalty, too, because your defense is doing a pretty good job, and it was going to make it tough for them to convert for a first down, but you give them a free set of downs here. And this is the field position this offense likes to attack. If you go back and watch the film last week against Wyoming, they spread the field out and they got the ball out quick. It makes guys miss in open space.
Up the middle, Bill Jackson, the freshman, tripped up at the 20. That's a new rule in college football. They take on the NFL rule. Defensive holding is now an automatic first down. It's second down after that 5-yard pickup by the freshman.
4 yards and second down.
Another handoff, and Jackson met in the hole at the 17, spun down at the 16, close to the first down marker. Rayner, the stopper.
I've always liked the idea of having different running backs because they see things differently. One running back may see a cut this way. Another one may feel it. It can go another way. And when you bring in, a running back like Bill Jackson, he's got that quick burst. And that's 2 nice runs to get them a favorable third down here.
3rd and 2. They go to their bell cow. Anderson. Anderson gets stacked up right at the stake. It'll be awfully close. Some extracurricular after the play. These two teams, first ever meeting between these two programs, both really strong in their respective Group of 5 conferences.
Well, the key to getting a 260-pound back down, you got to hit him low and get his pads to rise up. And they do that right there, James. And I'm telling you, this physicality of this defense, you can see it after every little play that they are coming in here with some swagger, and they're not backing away by any means from the Golden Hurricane.
The previous play was first of the line of game. That spot's on the further review.
4th and 1, they'll take another look. Philip Montgomery, you get a shot of him there. The head coach of Tulsa said that this offensive line really challenged themselves this week in practice. They were not happy with their performance against Wyoming. This is a group that really works well together, and they spent a lot of time in the film room this week.
Yeah, and he said they've got to be better in pass protections, right, and different pressures that they may see. We talked earlier about how they need to be better up front to run the ball. I think they're trying to come out and establish that. But, yeah, right, the challenge was to this offensive line. We know the skilled players are going to be there. And it looks right now they're playing pretty well early.
Let's take a look at the spot. This is what they're looking at. Did Anderson get to the 9-yard line? Really comes down to his forward progress.
Yeah, it's a tough angle from this angle here. Yeah, it's all about what that line judge sees from the side as he comes in. But just by the eyeball test, I think they marked it correctly. I don't think he crossed to get to the first down, because I think he had to get to the 14-yard line. And I think they marked it perfectly.
Play stands, so it will be 4th and 1. So it's 4th and 1 for Tulsa from the 14-yard line. Final seconds of this first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think you get too fancy here. I just think you get behind your offensive line, challenge them one more time, and give it to your big back, Anderson.
And Coach Montgomery will have some extra time to think it over. After one, Tulsa leads by a touchdown.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Get One Unlimited for iPhone and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you pre-order. Verizon.
Turning your squad into a car wash? Weird flex. Turning your squad into a carpool so you drive less? Good flex. Auto insurance that flexes with you. That's what we're made for.
Yeah, I heard good things. Hello. Can we throw in the football game?
You're gonna have to ask him.
Okay. No. Football's better on 40-foot screens. Right, Travis Kelce? Huge TVs and lots of wings. Watch like a winner.
Charlie did not die from an overdose. Charlie was poisoned.
Websites and social media selling fake medicines may look legitimate, but they're not.
He died in less than 15 minutes after taking the pill.
Any medication not purchased from a licensed pharmacy could be deadly.
No other family should go through this. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Learn about fake medicine on social media and if an online pharmacy is safe.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Welcome back to Tulsa. We'll take a look at wide receiver Keelan Stokes and what he's done over the course of his career. Almost 2,800 yards receiving.
Well, he's just a natural at the position. You know, you can line him up anywhere on the field. He makes the tough catches, but I like his ability. Once he catches the ball, he turns it into instant offense, and he's a home run threat. And we hadn't even talked about his all-purpose yards in the kick return game. He's third all-time here at the Golden Hurricane.
On fourth down, Steven Anderson had a hole, and he blew through it for a first down. On 4th and 1, Tulsa converts. Muhammad Jameh made the tackle, a true freshman. Ball's down to the 6-yard line.
Well, they want to match the physicality. Here they go, straight ahead. Give it to your big back. And that's a statement run here. Now they got a 1st and goal.
Tulsa trying to take a play fake. Back corner off the 1 and Montana. On the coverage was Muhammad Jameh.
Almost. I like the ability to take a shot on first down. You set up the screen, you get that safety to bite, and then it's just trying to throw it just inside that back pylon. That takes hours and hours of practice to get the timing down of that. So many little nuances in this offense. They can match up how they want. They can kind of draw something in the sand if they like a coverage. And you've got 3, possibly 4 receivers with experience, man. It's fun as a quarterback.
You said it. That was a new wrinkle. That was backyard football. Here's Stokes on the end around, and Stokes is wrestled down at the 5-yard line. Dropped by Rayner, who makes the tackle from his linebacking position. Had a career-high 14 tackles last week and picks up where he left off.
That's a good job of this defense, running to the football, taking away any kind of cut angles, and with the motion, the quick handoff right there to Sleep. And look at that. That's pretty good job on third down. That's fantastic. And certainly when they get into the red zone, they're no slouch by any means.
3rd and goal. Big play early in the game here. Brent escapes the pocket, looks to tuck it. He's in trouble, and he is tackled back at the 11. Ray Thomas flags down the quarterback for a sack, and it's 4th down.
And if this defense can make Davis Brent come off his first, second, sometimes third read and have to run, this is a win for the defense. This is exactly what you want to have happen. You want him to have to tuck it down and try to run. And Ray Thomas is a physical specimen that can run down many quarterbacks, certainly at this level.
Zach Long on for the field goal, chip shot of 28 yards. This would give Tulsa a 10-point lead. And he got it. A knuckler through there. One of the top kickers in the land a season ago has made it 10-0. Tulsa on top. 2 minutes into this second frame.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of their new plan, One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Exactly. We could be up here all weekend listening to The Weekend.
While flinging Angry Birds.
Not you. You're lovely. Are you napping?
No, I'm watching my favorite show, starring me.
Get your Apple favorites all in one plan. Introducing One Unlimited for iPhone. And now get iPhone 14 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy outside, soft interior, crispy chicken. There's really nothing like it.
Hey, I'm Alexa, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken itself. It is more than scrumptious. It is more than delicious. It is scrumptiddlyumptious. I know that's not a real word, but I love it.
These used cars look the same, but Carfax can show how damage history affects the value.
Your damage has always been visible. We're twins.
Stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Identical twins.
Airwick scented oils are infused with natural essential oils to create authentic seasonal scents that fill your home with holiday spirit all season long. Connect to nature this season.
Tulsa Athletics has a busy week ahead. Tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, we have a top 20 men's soccer matchup as 20th-ranked Tulsa faces off with 6th-ranked Kentucky from the SEC. And then on Thursday, the Tulsa women's soccer team kicks off conference play against Temple at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Watch all the action only on ESPN+. 10-0 our score. Tyler Tipton on the blasted away for Tulsa. Tulsa leads by 2 scores. This one headed for the end zone. NIU will drop to a knee. All right, LD, NIU offensively only 50 yards so far. What do they need to do to get on track?
You know, I was just thinking about this. This game, although they're down by 10 points, it's still the type of game they want to play. Because you feel like at any moment in time, they're going to bust some runs. You got to keep trying to crack the code in this defense. Keep running those dirty runs, those 2-3 yard runs that will turn into longer runs later in the game. I still think it's kind of game that the Huskies want to play. Low scoring, minimize Tulsa's offense, and then take their chances when they have the ball here.
This is an experienced team. They returned 22 players that started in games over the last 2 seasons. Into the second quarter. Play fake. Tulsa drops 8. Lombardi tosses over the roof, and it's batted away. Tremendous play made by Jace Oliver.
Yeah, he just waited a little bit too late. Ball needs to be gone now. And once that ball hangs up in the air, that allowed the backside safety to get in interference and make a play on it. As Oliver there, number 25, that's coming across from the other receiver. But if that ball's thrown about 20 yards earlier, that's a very good chance that's going to be a big-time play. Might have a chance to maybe get close to the end zone.
You see Lombardi's numbers. He's misfired on 3 passes. Very uncharacteristic of him. Very efficient last week. 63% completion rate. Handoff up the gut. That's a gain of 5. Mason Blakemore's the tailback. Bryson Powers, the 5th-year senior, playing in his 48th career game with the tackle.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive defensive play here. Watch the cutback lanes get shut down. Typically, that's what these backs want to do in that zone running scheme. They go one way, and then they can bust out the other. But the team discipline, you know, the Golden Hurricanes staying at home, playing their keys, and minimizing those big-time cutbacks that the Huskies like to do.
Hurricane defense playing inspired gang tackling in the early part of this one. Another 3rd down, 3rd and 6. And they stick to the ground game, and it is stuffed. Blown up by Anthony Goodlow. His 2nd tackle for loss. It's 4th down. NIU goes 3 and out.
Wow, this defensive front is playing lights out. Look at Goodlow, like you mentioned. You've got Grant Sawyer coming in, number 19. And that's what they have to do. This defense just trying to slow and minimize what this offense wants to do, match the fit. And they're doing that so far.
Huskies just 1 for 4 on 3rd down. Tom Foley on the punt. Shorter kick. Trying to angle it away from Stokes. Stokes will pick it up on the hop. Gutsy move, and he's able to scamper, running horizontally for a gain of 5 to his own 29-yard line. Gandy the tackler. We head to a break. Tulsa looking to add to their 10-point lead when we return.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Get One Unlimited for iPhone and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you pre-order. Verizon.
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. This is the biggest rivalry in Spanish football.
10-0 our score in favor of Tulsa. Tulsa quarterback Davis Brin. LD, he's got some Brett Favre in him. He's a gunslinger. He led all of FBS with 16 interceptions last season, but his coach said, hey, his best game of last year was Tulsa's last game in the bowl game.
Yeah, he did say that. And you can see some of the intangibles that you really like in your quarterback. And make no mistake about it, when he has a clean pocket, as with most great quarterbacks, he is surgical with the ball. He knows exactly where to go. The next thing he needs to develop is being pressured outside of the pocket, knowing where his checkdowns are, knowing and not take a snap. But for the most part, he is as advertised, for sure.
Tulsa won their 17 over Old Dominion. Brin was the MVP of that game, and then he was fantastic last week against Wyoming. Even in a loss, passed for 460 yards, most by any FBS quarterback the first 2 weeks of the season. They play it conservative here, gain of 5 on the ground, establishing that rushing attack with Steven Anderson.
Well, if you can stay ahead of the chains in this offense, man, that's going to put a lot of pressure on this defense, because now everything in the playbook opens back up. Now you've got 2nd and 5, and you got to protect against the run, but this is typically where most offenses want to try to take a shot, see if they can go over the top.
2nd down and 5. Brin will pull it. He'll keep it. Looking for a crease. Stays on his feet. And he's out to the 45-yard line. Nifty run by the quarterback. Doesn't normally do it with his legs, but he does there.
This is a great job. A little read option here. And it was probably a triple threat. He could have either handed it off. He looked to see if he could throw the slant backside, but said, no, let me go follow my running back and get upfield and get positive yardage.
And there's that high football IQ on display. 1st and 10. Brin will pull it back. Wants to uncork it. He's in trouble and goes down at the 45-yard line. That pocket eroded, led by DeMond Taylor Jr., who comes away with the stop.
And the bad thing about that is he has receivers open. He's just not seeing the field anymore. That's a lot of traffic. When a quarterback pulls their eyes down, that's the first cardinal sin right there. And now you're starting to look at the rush. You're not looking at your receivers coming open. And credit to the defense, mixing up the coverages, mixing up the rush. That's another thing. They're rushing 3, they're rushing 4, they're bringing an extra guy maybe into the box. That's what you have to do.
Both offenses averaging less than 4 yards per play. It's been the defenses stealing the show early on. Up the middle, Anderson puts his head down and bulldozes his way across the 50 as Tulsa has ventured into Husky territory. That'll make it a more manageable 3rd down.
Well, there's not a lot of people. You got to make a business decision when you want to tackle 24. Because when he gets to top speed and decides to go downhill, I'm telling you, you better think about your scholarship, because this young man is a load coming through. And right there, he just ran over 2 Husky defenders at the end of that run.
He's 260 pounds, and he carries it well. That's the thing.
That's the thing I can't get. I mean, he's lean and mean. And he's the running back, which is incredible.
3rd down, quick out pattern. It's caught by Jones. Jones is becoming a reliable target, the redshirt sophomore for Tulsa. 1st down, they move the sticks.
Here's a little bit of that arm talent that we talked about with Brin. Look at that pass. It comes quick out. The defense doesn't have a chance.
That's Cabe Haberman, hands to the face. Take another look.
Yeah, they've had a couple of these here in the first half, right? Let's see here. Got them matched up. There it is, right in the middle of your screen. Big number 51, Caleb Haberman.
That's the 3rd penalty already in this first half on Northern Illinois. You in that. 1st and 10. Brin going for the jugular. Down the sideline. Incomplete. Wanted his tight end. Tremendous effort by Ethan Hall. You don't see a tight end laying out for a catch all that often.
Well, I guess if you want to play in this offense at Tulsa at tight end, you better be able to run a go route and beat a guy on the defense. And he actually beats him, but that pass is just a little bit outside. Pretty good coverage still by C.J. Brown. That's some of the versatility in their defensive backs. They match up well. The safeties can cover some of these tight ends.
C.J. Brown is the leader of that defensive backfield for the Huskies. First team All-MAC last season. 2nd down and 10. Over the middle. Jarred loose. Muhammad Jameh on the coverage. He was looking for Malachi Jones, and it's 3rd and 10. There is a flag out late on the play.
That's pretty good coverage there. He was stride for stride. And that's a legal man downfield. So I was thinking about that with the RPOs that they're running right here. You got to think, these linemen are thinking run, and it's the quarterbacks and receivers dictating if it's a handoff, if it's a pass. And these linemen are only doing one thing. And when you do pass it, sometimes you're going to get these linemen to go upfield because they've got run in their mind.
Down to 8:23 to go in this second quarter. A lot of coaches complain about that when they talk about opposing offenses. Stokes was the motion man. Bren's looking his direction. Wrestled away in the end zone. Oh, it's dropped. A fight for the ball. Juan Carlos Santana had it wrenched loose by a couple of Huskies, but they will call it a touchdown. Ball came out late. Doesn't matter. It's a score.
Well, there's no pitchers, as we say in golf, on the scorecard, no matter if you score. It's a great throw. And this is the receiver just battling to the very end. And this is the old playground rules. Whoever has it chested has it. And it looks like J.C. Santana has it chested long enough, and it gets it across the goal line.
Tie goes to the offensive player. A hold up on the PAT. They might take another look at this.
How about that hat right there?
I love that.
Yeah, that pretty,
screams Tulsa, right?
That's pretty stylish, huh?
If it's a touchdown, it's the second of the night for Juan Carlos Santana.
But I just love the ability of your quarterback to fit this pass in this hole. You got two safeties. You got a safety trailing right there. That pass is fantastic. Now look at. I mean, I don't think it's enough to overturn it.
They are going to take a look at this. Head referee Jeremy Valentine paid a visit to us up here in the booth before the game and told us that college football this year, every play is actually reviewed from upstairs. And sometimes they'll actually overturn a call if it's clear enough without actually going under the hood.
Yeah, it saves time.
Yeah,
I think that's the efficient way to do it.
But this one, they're going to have a more in-depth review. So what are your thoughts? Is it a touchdown? Did he have the tie goes to the receiver? Did he maintain possession long enough in the end zone for it to be a score?
Yeah, and I think it's such a bang-bang kind of play. You know, the officials, I think, did the right thing by calling it a touchdown, knowing that you have the opportunity to review. But when you look at this review, I just don't know if it's enough to overturn, because you don't see the ball really move until it's completely knocked out. That's what they're going to have to decide and kind of deal with on that one.
Dennis Jackson, our replay official, has his hands full on this one. This is a huge play.
Yeah, it is. It's a big call, because now you turn a 2-score game into a 3-score game, and I don't think it's any time to panic by any means for sure, but man, just the whole vibe and context of this game can really tilt on this play right here.
If this is a touchdown, you said if you're Northern Illinois, you don't panic, but what type of an impact could this have just on their overall game plan, being down by 17?
Well, I think they still have the right game plan. I think you still do what you do best, right? You still got plenty of time. You got to complete those big passes. That pass on the last possession, that's a big one. That's a home run play that you need to not only tilt the field position, but just get some confidence in what you're doing.
Here's the call. There it is. Second time that Davis Brin has found J.C. Santana for a touchdown. And Tulsa has a chance to make it 17-0 midway through the second.
Tell you what, these receivers are fantastic. I mean, if you could sit there and watch them, and I've been watching them a little bit, ISO to get some defensive backs in, all of them run beautiful routes. You know, as a defense, it's tough to stop maybe 1, 2 receivers, but when you've got 3, potentially 4, man, that's a nightmare.
Point after, laces are spun to the front, and it's through. 17-0. Juan Carlos Santana using his strength to cross the plane and make it 17-0. Golden Hurricane putting on a show at home.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Fit to fit.
That's what we're made for.
I earn Kohl's Cash on what I need and spend it on what I want. Thanks to the stand mixer I bought last week, I had Kohl's Cash to get something special for date night. When you count on Kohl's for what you need, you get a little more for your wallet.
The all-new 2 for $5 menu at Sonic. Choose a Fritos chili cheese wrap, small jumbo popcorn chicken, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Just $5. The 2 for $5 menu, only at Sonic or in the app.
We're all about the finals. Connecticut versus Las Vegas. Today at 3 on ABC.
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. Siempre somos los dueños del juego. Billones, billones, empezamos de cero. We're making it hot, dinero, dinero, y no vamos a parar.
Alongside the Darren McLean, I'm James Westleen. Juan Carlos Santana, 16.3 yards per catch tonight. And with these Tulsa receivers, LD, it's pick your poison.
Yeah, you know what? They've got receivers that can do a variety of different things, and we talked about it. Defenses have to game plan for this. They can't key on one guy. Now, we know Sleep Stokes is the ring leader, but if you look at Malachi Jones and what he did, and certainly Santana, it's pretty impressive. And that's the first time that they've had in school history 3 receivers go over 100 yards in a game, which is incredible considering the players that have come through this program.
Tulsa leads by 17 midway through this second quarter. They have outgained NIU 146-53. Ensuing kick blasted away by Tyler Tipton. Out of the back of the end zone, touchback, Northern Illinois. Needing to generate some offense, down by 17. Now, how much of Northern Illinois is this put on Rocky Lombardi?
Well, I don't think just yet. Now, he did miss some throws, but quarterbacks miss throws all the time. I think their offensive line has got to reestablish control of the game because they're a run-first team. You know, you and I talked about at the beginning of the game, it's about a 60-40 mix that they're going to run the ball more. So if they can reestablish some things, and it may take Rocky Lombardo to do some short intermediate throws to loosen up some things, but they got to make some plays. They've got to execute just a little bit better.
He's only attempted 5 passes. They'll keep it on the ground with Ontario Brown. Just no running room. Stacked up. No gain on the play. It's second down and 10. John Michael Terry, senior linebacker from right here in Tulsa, makes the stop.
Well, now they're getting into that realm of being predictable. This is another run on first down. And when you take your shots on first down in the passing game, which is the best down to throw against a defense because they're going to be kind of balanced on defense, you don't see any pressures. But when you start running, the tendencies start to build up. And now you see the Golden Hurricane on first down.
3 down for Tulsa, second down and 11. Lombardi comes to the boundary. Sliding catch is made by Cole Tucker. Lombardi's third completion, and it will be third and short.
That's a good throw. That's what they need. Back the defense off. That gets you back on schedule. That's the thing. This offense has to stay on schedule, considering they like to run the ball so much. Now, this is where the pride kicks in. You feel like if you play football at Northern Illinois and the style they want to play, the yard here for this first down.
3rd and 1. Northern Illinois has been held to just 30 yards on the ground so far. I backfield. Second back through. Gets the call, and he almost breaks to daylight. But Brown picks up the first down. He's to the 39-yard line.
That's the one. That's the one. When they sell out to stop the run, if you can get through that first wave, boy, you got a chance to bust a big one. And that's what I'm telling you. You don't give up on the run right now. No, it's just way too early for that, because you stick to what you do best, because you can possibly bust one. And that's the game plan that you have to stay with. But the play action pass, when you call it, has to be effective.
Keep in mind, Brown has track star speed. Ran the 100 meters in 10.9 seconds back in high school. 1st and 10. Brown gets the call once again. Looking for a lane. Hit at the 41. Dropped there. Gain of just a couple. Bryson Powers makes the stop.
Yeah, I'm just impressed the way the Golden Hurricane. I mean, you've got blue shirts getting off blocks. You got these guys identifying where the running back is trying to go. And this is all starting during the week, because the tendencies of the running game, if you can beat the offense to the point of contact, cut off those running lanes, turn them back inside, tell you what, that's a good sound defensive play.
2nd down and 7 for Lombardi. Looking deep to complete around the 35-yard line. Wanted his tight end, Miles Joyner, just airmailed the throw. Oliver in the neighborhood.
Yeah, this is a dangerous play, and his pass is late. It's got to be just a little bit quick, and that's what we're trying to guard against too. Oliver coming across, and when you get exposed like that as a receiver, tight end, or whomever going across that middle, when you go low on a guy like that, it's a dangerous play.
It's like a helmet to a knee. Left knee of Joyner. We'll go to break. 3rd and 7 for Northern Illinois' offense. It has been a sluggish start for the Huskies, down by 17.
Work emails.
We let our work worries run wild and run our lives. So when things get out of hand at work, your team can take back control with Asana. And when work runs smoothly, you're free to focus on all the things that matter instead of just worrying about work. Make work work for you with Asana.
Kids can't be kids when their clothes don't fit right, and the same goes for their nighttime underwear. That's why Goodnights has large and extra large sizes to comfortably fit older kids the way they should. Goodnights, more sizes for a comfy custom fit.
Girl, you can do better, at least with your big name wireless carrier. With Xfinity Mobile, you can get unlimited for $30 per month on the nation's most reliable 5G network. They can even save you hundreds a year on your wireless bill over T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon.
Wow, I can do better.
Yes, you can.
I can do better too.
Now, you really can do better. Switch to the fastest mobile service, Xfinity Mobile. Now with the best price on 2 lines of unlimited, just $30 a line.
Credit card debt happens because life happens. It's why we built Tally. Tally gives you a low-interest line of credit to pay off your high-interest credit cards faster. Easily manage all of your cards in one place and let Tally do the hard work. So you can focus on the things that really matter. Let Tally take away the stress that credit card debt can bring. You can be debt-free.
Key third down for Northern Illinois to try to keep this drive alive as we go back to that last play.
Yeah, you just wish guys would almost just hit you square in the neck or the chest or something like that. But to go low, that's a tough one there.
Northern Illinois 2 for 5 on third down. Lombardi has time initially, tried to dump it underneath. Incomplete. The intended target was George Gums, a sophomore receiver.
Yeah, this offense gets in trouble when the defense knows they have to pass. They're better with the element of surprise when they pass, but when they have to drop back and get 8-10 yards, and that's just not their game. And this defense is lights out once again, getting off the field on third down.
5:27 to play in the second quarter, and Tulsa getting the ball back. Foley on again to punt. His third punt already here in this first half. Returnable for Stokes. And Stokes able to navigate his way to the 30-yard line. That's where Tulsa will start this drive, leading by 17. First and 10 for the Hurricane, outgaining NIU 146-70 as we go around the American. Memphis beating Navy 37-13. Cincinnati hangs 63 on the board. Texas Tech and Houston 33-30 in a thriller in overtime, and SMU's built a 17-point lead on Lamar. How about the Bearcats bouncing back from that close loss to Arkansas? 63. I don't care who you play. 63 is 63.
Yeah, that's a big one. And I'm telling you what, Houston, they will bounce back because Texas Tech, the Red Raiders are a good football team in the Big 12 this year.
Texas Tech looked much better, I think, than people thought they would maybe a week ago in their opener when they hung 60-plus on the board. Dangerous pass as Bryn is hit. It's intercepted, picked off by Muhammad Jameh. His first career interception. Big play for the Huskies D.
And that's why you keep fighting. That's why you keep playing. You don't worry what the score is. This defense has been able to get pressure, and you continue to do that, good things happen. And Jameh is there to pick this thing off. And James, this could be the spark. This could be what this offense needs to get reignited and try to be aggressive and attack this defense the way they can.
Northern Illinois only had all of last season. It was towards the bottom of FBS. They get one there. Let's see if it provides the spark.
I think you got to think pass here. You've run the ball 3 consecutive first downs. This is where you open it up and try to take your shot.
We're continuing to work on the technical difficulties. We are aware of it. We will get it ironed out shortly. Lombardi steps up. Tuck and run. Slides down around the 40-yard line. Got popped late. Making the tackle was Tyree Carlisle. Gain of 5 to the 39-yard line. Cutting the down and distance in half for NIU.
Well, that was the one. And if he could just maybe look backside, I know I'm playing armchair quarterback looking down on the field like this, but it's real easy for me. He has receivers open, but I like the mindset. They try to attack on first down. I think the coordinators, the offensive staff can come back to that later in the game on first down.
Lombardi, his dad and his granddad, his grandfather were both coaches. Has a high football IQ. Smart kid. Transfer from Michigan State. Second year in the NIU program. Handoff. Blakemore slicing through. Has the first down for NIU. Now they're starting to get downhill, which was a big key.
Well, you see what it did. First down, you made this defense get a little bit of alarm, like, oh my gosh, they're going to go downfield. Now you're ahead of the chains. Now this is Husky football. They're going to play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. This offensive line can fire off, and this defense can't pin their ears and try to take one thing away.
First down and 10. Blake Moore stays in the lineup at tailback. Pistol set, 2 wide for Lombardi. First and 10 at the Tulsa 31. Blakemore tries to cut it back against the grain. Nothing doing. Bottled up. Belted by John Michael Terry.
What a play. John Michael Terry, watch him. It's like he's in the backfield in the huddle. He's right there, and Champ can't do anything with him. And Champ's reaction late with the delayed blitz by one of the linebackers. You know, there's blitzes in passing, run blitz as well, and they time it perfectly there.
Played high school ball. John Michael Terry here in Tulsa was a 4-star recruit by ESPN out of high school. Played 42 games at Oklahoma. Transferred to Tulsa a couple of seasons ago. Only played 4 games last year. He was hurt. Bootleg on 2nd and 9. Lombardi hits his big tight end in stride across the field to the 15-yard line.
And it's a nice play. Play action pass. You get the kind of astute body bootleg out to the right. And Sorahan gets out in the flat, and he's open. And they wanted to go a little bit of a home run there that time. They had a receiver streaking down the middle of the field. But it's a good decision. It's a high percentage pass. You move the chains. And this offense is finding a little something here in the red zone.
Down to 2.5 to play here in the second quarter. On 1st and 10. Brown down to the 10-yard line. Corkscrews to the 9. Brought down by Bryson Powers, an outside backer. Stoppage of play and a timeout called by Tulsa. Defense needs a breather.
Yeah.
This is a long drive for NIU, and this is what they needed.
And I really like it when Northern Illinois comes out in there, that 12 personnel, those 2 tight ends. I love it because it's kind of a throwback, and the defense can't key one side or the other. Now, you got Sorahan, and you've got other tight ends out there. We got the receivers for sure, and the running backs, and that run kind of action. It is tough to stop, and that's the sweet spot for the Huskies offense, and rightfully so. If I'm the Golden Hurricane, I want a timeout here, and let's talk about it.
Does this Northern Illinois offensive line, with their strength and how many games these guys have all started, they have the pieces to wear you down throughout the course of a game.
And that's why I feel like it's still okay, because you're going to wear this defensive lineman down if you can stick to it now. That's the thing. You got to stick to your game plan, run the ball. People talk about the dirty runs. Those dirty runs will turn into pretty runs in the second half because the defense is starting to get worn down.
Dirty runs, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's right. That's right.
2:22 to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 6. Keep in mind, Northern Illinois gets the ball at half.
Check the splits down here. Cole Tucker cut his splits down. Inside receiver.
Play action. Sidearm throw. How about that? Tumbling into the end zone. Touchdown. Kasper Rutkowitz.
Love it. Great play call down here by the end zone. The play action pass. Get the ball out to the receiver, and Lombardi shows you his arm talent making it happen.
Fired in his fastball. That was poetry in motion. 17-6 with the PAT on the way for NIU. And it's good. Northern Illinois has found pay dirt with 2:17 to go in the second quarter. We'll take one more look. The touchdown for Northern Illinois.
Yeah, so the motion right here, you've got motion over the top. You've got Cole Tucker. He's going to the inside, but they forget about the last little eligible, the receiver, to pop out late in the flats. And Rutkowitz gets open. And that's what they needed, James. They needed to find a way to get into the end zone and cut this lead down a little bit.
And that is his first catch as a Husky, a transfer from Illinois State that they're high on. Makes it 17-7 with 2:17 to play before the half. And now Northern Illinois, there's still a couple minutes left before we break for intermission. They've got an opportunity here to maybe flip the field before halftime.
Yeah, and they have to play complimentary football. That was the epitome of that. The defense made a play, gets a turnover, gives the offense excellent field position, and then the offense makes quick work to get on the board for 7.
6 plays, 44 yards, took 250 off the timer. Lombardi throws his first touchdown of the game and his second on the young season. Rumbling out across the 30, Tulsa to the 31-yard line. This will be decent starting field position. Hopkins, the special teams tackler for NIU. Now, if you're Tulsa, what's the mindset for this final 2:11 here in the second quarter?
I think they still go with the gas pedal down. I think they still try to attack vertically. That's where they've had the most success. But it's all about formations. I've watched them a few series here. When they are attacking the sidelines, it's by formation, meaning when they have a receiver single covered on his one side, he's able to go man-to-man. That's when they've had some success throwing to the boundary and keeps this defense in a too-high look. They've been able to attack the middle of the defense.
On first down, they keep it on the ground with Anderson. Brought down by Rayner. Met him in the backfield. Gain of just a half yard. It's second and long.
Yeah, now you're seeing the defensive coordinator, Nick Benedetto, kind of draw up some different looks. He's starting to bring some extra guys in the box. You saw Rayner there at number 9. He flashed in at the very last minute.
Benedetto, he's new to this NIU program, was the defensive coordinator at Sanford the past 2 seasons. Play fake, climbing the pocket. Bren, home run hitter. Santana's wide open. Makes the catch at the 30. A little bit underthrown, but a big completion either way.
That's a heck of a job there by the quarterback. Watch O'Malley, Delonte O'Malley. He's there, make the sack, no, but that's great pocket presence to sidestep it and still get it out there where his guy can make a play.
Santana having quite the night. 4 catches for 87 yards. Brent buying time, takes off. Look at the veteran to the 20-yard line. So composed. Rayner makes the stop, and Tulsa's in the NIU red zone.
Well, sometimes you just got to make a football play, and it's not going to be pretty. This is what gets your team fired up, and this is what guys will play harder for you, and those guys up front will block harder because you're not afraid to pull the ball down and get upfield and run. Great decision. Keep the chains moving. Get them in the red zone.
Bryn has Tulsa's longest rush of 13 yards tonight. Just earlier in the contest, this is 1st and 10 from the 20. Brent, pocket holds up, fires it in there for a touchdown. Isaiah Epps with his first touchdown as a Hurricane.
That was beautiful. What a throw. That's about as good as a pass that you're going to see on any level.
A flag is out after the play. Look at this throw.
Well, when they play that too high safety, you're going to get these middle throws, and at the last minute, the safety can't get there. I'm telling you, that thing was on a rope. Watch this thing. It is flat. It is right at the receiver to where he can defend himself at the very end, and those safeties can't get there in time to converge. That's what you do, the Golden Hurricane. You keep the gas pedal down. You try to extend this lead as much as you can.
That flag was for targeting on Northern Illinois, so automatic review with 49 seconds to play before the half. Huge score for the Hurricane to take a 23-7 lead. That was a bang-bang drive. 4 plays, 69 yards.
And the defensive back right there just trying to pop it loose, and when the receiver kind of ducked low, made the helmet come off at the very end.
Muhammad Jame comes in.
I don't think that's hurt.
Pretty weak, right?
Yeah, I think he's almost kind of protecting himself from the receiver and giving him a bump at the same time. Yeah, but here's what I'm talking about. See that hole by those safeties there? And then you've kind of flexed the coverage where Jame's got to come over, but it's just too late.
Should be a rather quick review. Jame was trying to hold up at the end. Had no intent of getting word that they're trying to look and see if it was a defenseless receiver. And they're going to go ahead and, I should say, no targeting here.
get those guys mic'd up.
If you're a referee, I get it. You have to throw the flag. That's Jeremy Valentine. That's our buddy.
Yeah, you got to protect the players. I mean, you err on the side of caution.
Yep.
Right? And I think that was the right thing. They looked at it, made the right call. We play on.
Tulsa can push their lead back to 17 with the point after from Zach Long. And he does just that. 24-7. 4-play, 69-yard answer by the Hurricane. Fans are loving it here at the stadium. They lead 24-7. Davis Brin now 9 of 17 LD, 146 yards, and he has thrown 3 touchdowns.
Now in a cover 2 look, right? 2 safety, but they shift down. It's kind of a man free at the end, but it's predicated on that safety backside covering the middle fast enough. And when you've got a skinny post that's kind of running right up the hash mark, and then you got a quarterback that's got a howitzer for an arm, that's tough to get there and stop it. And that's why you got another touchdown on the board for the Golden Hurricane.
So on the season, Brin has now thrown 6 touchdowns to just 1 interception.
I think that's a pretty good ratio as much as they throw the ball. I mean, 52 attempts last week. I don't know if he's going to get to 52 tonight, but he is certainly efficient.
Ensuing kick is booted out of the back of the end zone. 49 seconds left for Northern Illinois. They were impressive on their last drive, but it ate up a lot of clock, almost 3 minutes for Northern Illinois. A lot of plays, I should say. 11 plays for the Huskies. Now down to 49 seconds. If you're Northern Illinois, what's the mindset for this drive? And then what are some things, what's the pep talk like at halftime?
Well, I think right now you got to see what you do on first down, because that's going to be your drive starter. If you've got positive yards, let's get into our 2-minute offense. But if not, you kind of count your losses and let's get into the halftime and talk about it and say, hey, look, we got to match the intensity of the Golden Hurricane. We've got to block up front, and we've got to make the play there on offense.
Blakemore runs into a wall shy of the 30-yard line. John Michael Terry called his name a bunch. Once again, in Tulsa, clock thumping down to almost.
And it's just right. Defensive line of the Golden have won the first half. No mistake about it. That's the bottom line of what this game is, because this offense now can't do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they've been pretty much predictable. And that's why you're going to see a couple of handoffs here. They're going to go into halftime and talk about it.
Huskies just trying to get into the locker room. As you noted, Blakemore, the ball carrier. Joseph Anderson, Jaden Simon, and Anthony Goodlow. Those 3 big guys up front for Tulsa deserve a lot of credit. They have been fantastic as we head to the half.
They've been incredible, and credit to them. The defense running to the ball. The offense looks amazing at times. These receivers and that quarterback is as advertised.
Northern Illinois will have the second half kickoff. They lead, or they trail Tulsa 24-7. Tulsa's nearly doubled up the Huskies in total offense. 24-7 our score. Tulsa cruising in the first half.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Fit to fit.
That's what we're made for.
At Olive Garden, sauce is the soul. It turns lasagna into a classico. It's what takes you on a tour of Italy and chicken and shrimp carbonara to the next level. Our amazing sauces made from scratch every day. And they all pair perfectly with our never-ending first course. That's always on us. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. This is the biggest rivalry in Spanish football.
We're all about the finals. Connecticut versus Las Vegas. Today at 3 on ABC.
Welcome back to H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa, the home opener for the Hurricane. Next Saturday, we have another exciting lineup of AAC games on the ESPN family of networks. First up at noon Eastern, 11 Central on ESPNU, Cincinnati faces off with Miami, Ohio in Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. And then Temple takes on Rutgers out of the Big Ten at 2 Eastern, 1 Central on ESPN+. Finally, number 25, Houston plays host to Kansas at 4 Eastern, 3 Central on ESPNU. The Tulsa Receivers had a pretty good game last Saturday, but nothing like what we saw 55 years ago. We'll take a look back in history coming up next.
We're all about the finals. Connecticut versus Las Vegas. Today at 3 on ABC.
Welcome back into H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa, where Tulsa opens up the home portion of their schedule against Northern Illinois. This Tulsa team has a fleet of talented receivers, and that tradition started 55 years ago.
In the 1960s, the college football passing game was largely an afterthought, except for Coach Glenn Dobbs' revolutionary aerial attack at the University of Tulsa. The Golden Hurricane set almost every passing record in the 60s. But in 1967, they set a record that has yet to be broken. Against Idaho State 55 years ago this week, Tulsa had two receivers, Harry Wood and Rick Eber, each go over 300 yards in that game. The previous week, Tulsa had upset favorite Arkansas behind the running of Gary McDermott, and it appeared the Bengals were looking for another run-heavy game.
They weren't prepared for somebody who's going to come out and pass the ball every play after running the ball every play against Arkansas. They just were not prepared.
So the Golden Hurricane passing game flourished, throwing the ball 62 times. It was a receiver's paradise.
It was fun, is what wide receivers would think of, throwing the ball all the time. Playing zone, teams playing zone, plenty of protection, and they're playing catch.
We just sat there and watched. And there was a little bit of substitution on defense, but Coach gave the people a show, and he saw them as an audience, and he had something to sell, and it was his passing game.
Even though Tulsa used four quarterbacks, they threw primarily to two wideouts, Rick Eber and Harry Wood. Overall, Tulsa threw for 698 yards and had 798 yards of total offense, both NCAA records. Those have since been broken, but the record that still stands is Eber with 322 yards and Wood with 318 yards receiving. Late in the game, Eber was one reception short of Howard Twilley's NCAA record of 19 catches in a contest.
Glenn Dobbs called me over. I thought I was in trouble or something. Eber, come here. And he said, I want you to go in and catch a pass. You need one more to set a record. I went in and I ran a slant play, and it hit me in the chest and flared off, and I didn't even come close to catching it. So I came back to the huddle, and he goes, catch the damn ball. Let me get out of here. I go, I tried, okay? So then he ran the very same play, and I caught it for like 10 yards, 20th pass, and then it was over.
So Eber got the record, and he and Harry Wood are still in the NCAA record book today for something they did more than 5 decades ago.
The Tulsa passing game runs deep. Stats and highlights coming up next here at the half. You're watching The American on ESPN+.
The Hisense 100-day guarantee. You'll regret nothing about the TV. You'll still have all those regrets about the poor choices you've made in your life.
Damn straight, semi-famous brand ambassador. And now you can get awarded $100 when you buy a Hisense Google TV. That's $100 if you love it. 100 days to return it if you don't. Choose love. Choose Hisense.
Are you ready for football? No, really, are you? Are you screaming for football? Dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, and naming your pets for football? Are you
breaking up with me for football?
Are you dancing, flexing, prepping, jonesing, burrowing, and hyping yourself up for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
Alongside Darren McClain, I'm James Westling. 24-7 our score in favor of Tulsa here at the break. And LD, you said this game would be won or lost in the trenches. Look at the rushing yards for Tulsa.
Yeah, if you look at Tulsa, I think that's pretty good for those guys because I know they want to pass the ball first. Although they have 146 yards passing at the half, it's under what they did last week. They were 261 last week at half, but they do have 3 touchdowns. But if you look at the Huskies, only 3.4 yards rushing. They've got to get to that 5.5 mark for it to be effective, for the passing game and play-action pass to be effective. Let's see what adjustments they do to get to that number to make this offense more efficient in the second half.
Tulsa out gaining NIU, one of the top rushing offenses in the country a season ago at the break. More halftime coming up next.
So, how many vaccines have you given to people?
Me? About 1,000. Walgreens? Millions.
I cannot miss her big debut.
With your booster, I think you'll be there for every twirl.
Got a shot so my sister won't get sick.
Way to go, big bro.
So while we're here,
Flu shot as well?
let's do it.
When you need to talk vaccinations, our pharmacists are here.
Welcome back inside H.A. Chapman Stadium. Tulsa leads 24-7, and LD, it didn't take long for the Hurricane to get on the board. Their first drive of the game.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Overcoming some penalties in that drive, getting it past Juan Carlos Santana for the touchdown. And this just shows you the arm strength and really the pinpoint accuracy of Davis Brin. And then you've got Santana fighting again for another touchdown, but this is one of the better plays of the game. Beautiful design as they drive Rutkowitz across the formation. He's wide open the end zone. Another beautiful strike by Davis Brin inside the middle of the field to his receiver Epps for his first touchdown. And man, this offense was clicking nicely in that first half.
And there's maybe the biggest storyline so far. Just 61 yards on the ground for the Northern Illinois offense. They've rushed for over 175 yards as a team in 6 straight games. That streak is in jeopardy.
Well, you got to give credit to the Golden Hurricane defense. But I think when you come down to it, it's a matter of being an attitude up front by the offensive line. They've got to get back to what they do best. Forget about that first half. It's 0-0. Go out there and play Husky football for sure.
Northern Illinois will have the ball to start the second half. After the touchback, down 24-7. Quarterback Rocky Lombardi only attempted 10 passes in the first half, 58 yards, had a touchdown, no interceptions. But as you hit on, LD, this stable of running backs, 18 carries, 61 yards, 3.4 yards per carry for this backfield. And it'll be Ontario Brown. Started the game, and he will start the second half at running back for Northern Illinois. First play of the third quarter. Play action. Lombardi has a bunch of guys open. Plenty of options to choose from. Connects with Cole Tucker on the quick strike and a first down.
There it is. It's the first down passing. It opens up everything for the offense. I love the action. Now you've got bootleg back the other way. And arguably your best receiver, Cole Tucker, Mr. Consistency is what the coaches say. You know, he's a guy that can play all 3 positions. That's how you get a drive started. That's how you attack a defense on first down.
Tucker's the most veteran guy on this NIU roster. 42 career games played coming into this one. And already Northern Illinois has ventured into Tulsa territory to the 49-yard line. Another handoff for Brown. Wright is the stopper that time.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Huskies try to go just a little bit quicker. Get a little tempo in their offense. Be less predictable is what I would say too. Pass when they think you're going to run when you think you're going to pass. That's the way you attack this defense and loosen them up.
That was a 6-yard gain on first down. The defending MAC champs. Brown looking to make a cut.
Good tackle.
Picks up 3. He was belted. Jaden Simon, we were raving about him at halftime off air. 315-pound nose guard.
He's such a big guy, and he just clogs it up. And watch 30 flash right there. That's Justin Wright, a.k.a. Psycho, on defense. Well, he almost got his career high last week, 13 tackles. Its career high is 14 tackles. But ball hawking machine in the middle of that D.
Justin Wright, he has the word psycho tattooed just above his left knee. You can just barely see it peeking out from underneath his pant leg there in that shot.
Tattoo there on your knee. That's like the worst spot.
Brown trying to bust one loose. Shoestring tackle made in the open field by L.J. Wallace. Maybe a touchdown-saving tackle with Brown's speed.
Here it is. If you sell out to stop the run, you better get there quick because that next level is so quick on the offensive line. At the running backs get there, they get into the secondary in a hurry. This is what we're talking about. This is what we expect the Huskies to be. Keep the defense guessing. Make them have to defend the entire side of the field, sideline to sideline, and mix up your play calling a little bit.
This has been their best drive of the game. 1st and 10. Handoff, Blakemore. Dives.
I like his ability, the shiftiness, and the ability to take it back play side and then go backside with the play. That play was supposed to come to the left. He saw something right, and man, he's quick as a cat. Got up in the hole real quick.
Working on the technical difficulties once again here in the second half. We will continue to slave away to get that issue resolved because we think this could be a really entertaining second half. 2nd and 3 after a 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, they're showing a little pressure here.
Here they come. Lombardi with time. Floats it. It's caught for a touchdown. Kasper Rutkowitz, his second score.
Every football team should have a Rutkowitz on their team. Everybody should. He just does everything. He blocks, he catches the tough passes, and when you need him to go deep man to man, he is your guy to make the play. That is fantastic. That is what we expected. They attacked the defense. They went to the defense, man-to-man coverage. They're able to get a home run there, and how quickly the outlook of this game has changed.
He had a drop last week in the win against Eastern Illinois, but the offensive coordinator told us this week, said he's an upbeat kid. He will bounce back. He's just tough as nails. 2 touchdown catches for NIU. He has accounted for both scores. Point afters through 24-14. Northern Illinois, 6-play, 75-yard touchdown drive to open up the second half scoring.
With Canva, we design team swag together.
Like totes, mugs, and t-shirts.
Totally awesome, team. What will you design today? Start designing for free at canva.com.
I have to do this just to kind of see it.
If we lean towards this way, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
No way. Football is better on 40-foot TVs. Just ask football's #1 fan, Travis Kelce.
Dave & Buster's, where winners watch.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
This is the biggest rivalry in Spanish football.
We're all about the finals. Connecticut versus Las Vegas. Today at 3 on ABC.
What a wild week 2 it's been in college football. Texas A&M goes down at home against App State. You've got Marshall upsetting Notre Dame. There was a 7 overtime game today too between Eastern Kentucky and Bowling Green.
It's insane, but I love college football. This is why I love it, because just so many teams now, the parity, some of these smaller programs catching up. And I tell you what, that Appalachian State, the way they played against North Carolina last week, you just had a feeling they were going to sneak somebody, and they did it against the Aggies today. Uh-oh.
Northern Illinois kicking it onside. It's bouncing free. Who's got it? LD, we were just talking during the break about how it feels like the Huskies are in this game. John Richardson, the kicker, recovered it.
Fantastic call. This is scouted during the week. and you save it for the right time. You understand that that front line has a tendency just to bail a little bit, and it's perfectly executed by the special team to the kicker. Look at this. Perfect pop. That's an outstanding call by Coach Hammock and his staff to try to create and get an extra possession in this game. And now you want to talk about so huge at this level. Swung for the Huskies.
Illinois creeping back, 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield, they start this drive. Their second series back-to-back to start the third quarter. Defending MAC champs, one of the biggest stories in college football last season. They were 0-6 in 2020, went 9-5 last year, won the MAC. This job with this NIU program. Physical up front. He'll throw it. Lombardi stretching over the middle, finds his backup tight end, and that is caught by Oregon. His second grab.
That's a nice job. Great play call. Get the defense guessing once again. You show them a run one way, and the quarterback pulls it out, and it's a bootleg to the wide side of the field. He's got 3 options and checks it down to his tight end.
All of a sudden, Rocky Lombardi's numbers looking really good. 8 of 13, $117, 2 touchdowns, no picks. This is a patient offense. 2nd down and 1. This time he hands it off. And Brown able to wiggle forward for a 1st down. He needed just a yard. He got 2. Dropped by Grant Sawyer.
You gotta really love the resolve of this team, and there's Lombardi there. Not the cleanest looks in the first half. He had some throws he probably could have made, but he has come out in this second half, and he looks the part. He's been a leader, and he's been accurate.
Try to keep it on the ground. Justin Wright there to slam the door shut on anything for Ontario Brown. No gain.
Yeah, here goes the wind back to the defensive line again of the Golden Hurricane. Justin Wright, linebacker, he slips the seams there, and he's playing behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10. 5 minutes off the clock here in this third quarter. Five in the secondary for Tulsa. Lombardi wants to chuck it, and it's dropped by Sore tight end. Now it's 3rd and 10 for North. How big would this be for Tulsa to get a stop after that onside?
Yeah, and this is where the offense gets in trouble. When they get behind the chains, now this defense can pin their ears, and they've been very good. And 3rd down has been a challenge tonight for sure for the Huskies offense. They've been 3 of 7 tonight, and these aren't the ones that are the easy ones. The 3rd and 10s, you need time in the pocket to pass. And this is where this defensive line has been able to get home.
Huskies only allowed 10 sacks all of last season. Tulsa, you know they're coming. Flags are out. Movement off the line. False start, Northern Illinois. Huskies going backwards.
Yeah, that's a killer. An absolute killer.
Third and 15.
Yeah, you see him there. That probably works in the Canadian Football League, but what we do here in America, that'll get flagged for sure.
CFL's fun to watch. We'll stick with what we've got. 3rd and 15. Tulsa drops 8 this time. Lombardi across his body. It's complete. To the 30-yard line. Big-time catch by Shamar Thornton, who's been quiet tonight, comes up when his quarterback needs him most.
You know, I don't think they call a pass play on 3rd and long here a couple years back, but the maturation of the quarterback, the poise to keep his eyes upfield, makes a big play.
Rukowitz, quick hitter inside the 25 to the 24. And quarterback Rocky Lombardi, this is the first time, LD, that he's had the same offensive coordinator back-to-back.
I can't tell you how Huge that is, because now the terminology stays the same. You've got an entire year to soak it up. You've got an off season. You've got another year, and I'm telling you what, it pays dividends, especially for the QB position.
Floating it towards Rukowitz once again. There is a flag out.
Oh, my.
But when Lombardi was at Michigan State, he had a different offensive coordinator all 3 seasons there. Jace Oliver was on the coverage. Tulsa fans don't like it. This could be a huge break for the Huskies.
Well, it just seems like now, not only the momentum, but you get all the breaks. Everything's starting to go your way for the Huskies, and here it is. Watch Oliver. He's at the top of the screen. Now, he's got a tough cover. Rukowitz is not an easy person to cover, but he stays there, but there's the contact.
Northern Illinois 1st and goal from the 8. Receiver in motion. Handoff Brown. Against the grain. Brown looking for the corner. Touchdown!
Game on, folks.
With the point after, Northern Illinois could be within a field goal and still a ton of time.
You just had the feel. If they could stick to what they can do, be true to themselves, things would open up. But how about the outstanding run here by Brown, just showing you the elusiveness, the speed, and the ability to get to the end zone. That's an incredible finish there.
He's on the Doak Walker Award watch list. That award goes to the nation's top running back. Point after is true, and it's 24-21 with 8:54 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Well, James, when you stick to what you do best, you give it to your candidate there, the Doak Walker candidate, good things happen. And, folks, we got a different ball game.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Fit to fit.
That's what we're made for.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of their new plan, One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Exactly. We could be up here all weekend listening to The Weekend.
While flinging Angry Birds.
Not you. You're lovely. Are you napping?
No, I'm watching my favorite show, starring me.
Get your Apple favorites all in one plan. Introducing One Unlimited for iPhone. And now get iPhone 14 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
This table is
go. I'm so ready.
Oh my God, why is no one sitting?
I am so ready.
All right.
It's okay. Fine, it's fine.
Yeah, it's only one person.
It's 2 people.
If we lean towards this way, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
No way.
What?
I want them big.
Football's better on 40-foot screens. Right, Travis Kelce?
Dave & Buster's, where winners watch.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Geico, proud partner of the American. Plenty of fireworks in this one. 24-21, Tulsa leads. LD Tulsa hasn't had the ball at all in the second half.
You know, that's kind of the game plan, right? I thought that the Huskies would run the ball, play a little keep away, slow the game down. because Tulsa wants to get up and down the field with their quarterback and their receivers for sure. Yeah, and that's kind of the best defense, keeping Davis Brin and that offense off the field.
Last time it was an onside. This time they squib it. Picked up at the 20, scooped by Epps, and he's to the 28-yard line. So we'll see Tulsa's offense for the first time in this second half. Looking at the two quarterbacks, they've both been fantastic tonight. Davis Brin for Tulsa, Lombardi for NIU.
Yeah, they've shown some nice signs tonight. The numbers are not gaudy as what we come to accustom with Davis Brin, second in the country last week in passing yards at 460. But it's been efficient. He's made some tough throws. This is a good defense that he's playing against for the Huskies. It's a different look in what he's going to typically see.
1st and 10. Let's see if Tulsa's offense has any rust to shake off. They've been on the sideline for a long time. Handoff to Steven Anderson, the big bruiser, picks up 4, dropped by C.J. Brown at 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I like that too. Get your big running back out on the edge. See who really wants to play football in that secondary for the Huskies. And just like that, you pick up a nice 4 yards. Puts this offense on schedule once again.
Anderson, he is popped. Pulverized by Isaiah Green May.
Hello.
He's had a phenomenal game up front for NIU.
Yeah, the defensive line play in this game has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Both He didn't start against Wyoming last week, but he has 76 snaps in that game. And that's a senior taking advantage of an underclassman.
This defense looks re-energized. 4-man rush. Brin pumps, reloads, fires it. It's caught in the hole by Malachi Jones. That's a big play that Tulsa needed to give them some new life.
And that's just a big-time throw. I mean, that is just pure arm talent. And you got to be able to make those plays at this level with the defenses, with the tight coverage.
They're going up tempo. Now they'll slow things up. No huddle. Head coach Philip Montgomery, he calls the plays in his 8th season. Prior to Tulsa, he spent 7 years as the OC at Baylor. He's taken Tulsa to 4 bowl games in his last 7. Play fake. Quick strike. Caught by Jones, backpedaling through traffic to the 42-yard line. Another nice throw by Brin.
Yeah, it's just one guy in the offense that sometimes gets lost is Malachi Jones. But he had a fantastic game, which we've already documented last week, but he plays the slot perfectly, runs a nice route, shows his numbers, and has the patience. And Brin puts a nice pass again out there.
Now Tulsa taking their time. What do you think about these route combinations that you've seen tonight from Tulsa?
I love the fact when they get to the line of scrimmage, they're looking to the sideline to their coaches to see what the defensive backs are doing, and then they're just calling a route off of the alignment of the defensive back.
Flag comes in. Anderson trucking his way left side to the 34. It would be a gain of around 8. Might be coming back.
That umpire, he signaled holding. That's coming back.
It's going to be on the left guard, Chester Bob.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, Green May. Green May causing havoc when he's not even making a play.
This is a brand new Tulsa offensive line. The week 1 starters had 0 combined career starts. 1st and 20.
Well, we saw in that first half, they were able to overcome some negative plays, some negative penalties. See if they can do it here on 1st and 20.
4 on a pattern for Brin. Trying to load up. He's hit as he lets it fly. It's incomplete. Backside pressure. 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, that pressure's getting home. And for a defensive coordinator, when you don't have to bring a blitz, when your front 4 guys are going to work and getting there, man, that is such an advantage to the defense. And Brin tried to stay in there as long as he could to let those receivers clear, but it was just a little too late there.
Brin, a $175 passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. 2nd and 20. He's in trouble. Sidesteps it. Launches downfield. Epps can't catch up to it.
Oh, man.
3rd down and 20 to gain for Tulsa.
I tell you what, watch number 95, O'Malley. It looks like he's in a sprinter block because he is shot out of a cannon, and that's what makes Brent's pass go off the mark. Now, that's a hell of a throw, first and foremost. You're running to your left upper body strength at that moment. But, man, I'm telling you what, Devontae O'Malley has flashed on that defensive line, just like Isaiah Green may.
Northern Illinois told us this week they're more physical, they're tougher this season than they were a year ago up front. Look at the pocket closing in on Brent. Unloads it. It's caught.
Wow.
Over the middle. Keelan sleeps Stokes for a first down. They needed 20. They pick up 22 through the air.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They drop into coverage. It's 3 into coverage. You got one guy spying the quarterback, but you give him this time with these receivers, it's lights out. These guys are too good for that. You got to continue to put pressure. And he's saying put him to sleep by sleep.
Only played in 4 games a season ago. Tulsa still went to a bowl game without him. They're excited about this offense having Stokes, number 2 in blue, back up the middle. Anderson plowing to the 25. Not much doing, a gain of a couple.
Yeah, this offense has the ability to be the top passing offense in the American Conference. Let's make no mistake about that. This offensive line is only going to get better. These receivers are just outstanding. You can make the case the best wide receiving core in the American Conference. And, you know, Davis Brin is going to continue to develop, get more cerebral in this offense. And it's going to be a problem for sure. Right now, he's showing you some of that talent tonight.
2nd down and 8 after a 2-yard gain, under 5 to go in the 3rd quarter. This is a clock-eating drive for Tulsa. Anderson at 260 pounds. It's hard to put your foot in the ground and cut up field. He's tripped up for no gain. Kyle Pugh, the Mike linebacker for Northern Illinois, his 8th year in the program, makes the tackle.
Yeah, team captain got hurt last year, season-ending injury, and coach is talking about he's like 40-plus years old.
Said he's 47. Love that.
47. What a player.
Brin back to pass, loops it, and it's off the fingertips, leaking out of the backfield. Bill Jackson, the freshman running back, can't hang on.
Yeah, they had a good one on because the blitz is coming, and the quarterback's going to throw hot. And everything is done right, just the pass couldn't hold on. And he knows it.
How big is this kick for Zach Long? Still going to be a 1-possession game either way with 4:12 to go. How big was that stop for the Husky defense?
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. At least you get off the field, and you might only give up 3 points here. That's huge.
Long's kick, plenty long enough. Pushed it wide right. Zach Long only missed 1 kick all of last season. 24-21, our score stays the same. 4 and change to go in the 3rd. Northern Illinois has all the momentum here on the road in Tulsa.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Get One Unlimited for iPhone and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you pre-order. Verizon.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Bleu de Chanel. Eau de parfum.
Work emails, work emails.
We let our work worries run wild and run our lives.
So when things get out of hand at work, your team can take back control with Asana. And when work runs smoothly, you're free to focus on all the things that matter instead of just worrying about work. Make work work for you with Asana.
These used cars look the same, but Carfax can show how damage history affects the value.
Your damage has always been visible. We're twins.
Stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Identical twins.
I just spent some G's on my attire.
Back inside H.A. Chapman Stadium, Tulsa led 24-7 at the half. Since then, it's all NIU. Tulsa just missed a field goal. Play action pass. Lombardi dodging tacklers. 2 flags are out as he chucks it into the Tulsa sideline, incomplete.
Yeah, this is all Goodlow. And as good as Isaiah Greenmay has been for the Huskies, Anthony Goodlow for the Golden Hurricane has been equally great. He is wreaking havoc, and he causes the hold. Watch this. Watch 94. Gets his hands right there. 65. Schernitz right there. The redshirt sophomore right guard had his hands in the cookie jar there.
He's LaDarren McClain. I'm James Westling. This Tulsa defense, they lost their defensive coordinator, Joseph Gillespie. He left for the same position at TCU. He was with the Hurricane for 3 years. So Luke Olson is calling the plays defensively in his first year for this Tulsa unit. 1st and 20. And movement receiver in the slot, Kasper Rutkowitz, who's had a nice game, and now NIU going backwards. Back-to-back penalties for the Huskies. They're 7th of the night.
Yeah, and it's just been costly. It's been, at the time of this game, it's been drive killers because they haven't been able to overcome. Now, you can look at the Golden Hurricane. They've been able to overcome some of those penalties. And there's Rutkowitz right there. Easy call. And now this offense has to be careful. You don't need to force it. You're in this game. You don't need to go for the home run here. Protect the football. Take what you can get.
1st and 25. The storm is coming. Lombardi checks it down to his tailback. Blakemore trying to stay out of the end zone. Maybe gets to the 1. Grant had him by the and another out.
Oh man, this could be critical for the Golden Hurricane because you just made the perfect defensive stop, but you may give them 3 yards here. Oh, man. That's a huge one.
Automatic 1st down. Tyron Davis, the senior corner.
Yeah, your defense, there's Goodlow one more time. He's in the backfield. Now look how quick they come up and make a play. You won. It's over. No need to do anything else. You've got them backed up. But this is how you bail an offense out right there, by not keeping your head clear. That's a huge mistake.
1st and 10 for Northern Illinois. Lombardi. Handoff Blakemore, and he's swallowed up immediately. Joseph, the defensive line continues to deliver.
You know, we talked about they average 290 pounds per man. They're 3 down linemen, and they go 3 deep in this defensive line. But they are big, they are physical, and they are athletic. And when Jaden Simon comes into the game at 6'3", 344, he is literally a problem in the middle of that defense with Goodlow on the other side and Joseph Anderson.
Movement once again on the outside. False start. You saw some jousting towards the top of your screen.
It's like they're coming unglued just a little bit. This game gets tight, and the nerves get a little bit easy to do, and receivers should never do that. Because you're not going off the quarterback's cadence. You're doing like the defensive lineman. You're going off the ball when you're split out wide.
And that's Shamar Thornton, number 19. In the white uniform, transfer from FIU. Florida International had a huge game last week for the Huskies, but it's been quiet tonight. 2nd and 15. A ton of penalties just on this drive. A twist up front. Tucker reels it in at the 21.
Good throw there.
It'll be a more manageable 3rd down. We'll call it 3rd and about 5 or 6 for the Husky offense.
Good job there, offensive coordinator Eric Eidsness, trusting his quarterback to make the right decision. And when you've got arguably your best receiver matched up the wide side of the field, one-on-one, use that to your advantage, throw a nice out route, get this 3rd down manageable now.
Huskies 4 for 8 on 3rd down. Lombardi rockets down the sideline, and it's caught by Tucker. Scampers out of bounds. Pitch and catch. LD, that is senior to senior.
And that might be the best pass of the night for Rocky Lombardi. That shows you a little bit of his ability, his talent. It's a fantastic play. The offensive line, they win this time. They protect it well. Great read by the quarterback and an even better route by the receiver.
Lombardi dancing around the pocket. Out pattern caught by McRae, who drags a defender in. Last year, special teams worked really hard all winter long.
This guy has got the complete tool set. They just needed to translate to the field. That's the one thing that they're trying to get him to develop and come along. And I tell you what, it's kind of ironic. This offense has opened things up in the passing game. Would we expect to hang their hat on the running game? And right now they've got this defense on their heels a little bit.
Lombardi approaching 200 yards through the air. 1st and 10. Able to go through his progressions and hit his running back, Harrison Whaley. Rocky Lombardi looks like a guy who's been playing this game forever.
And really, when you look at him, he just looks calm and collected. That's what you're doing. The check down is a quarterback's best friend. And it's boring football. I tell you what, Tom Brady's made a career checking it down. I think you're going to be okay.
Final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Down to about a half minute. 2nd down and 4. That was still a 6-yard gain. Blitz threatening off the edge. Hand off, and Harrison Whaley tackled kind of in the open field by Seth Bullock. He's trying to make that cut, find an open crease.
That was a heck of a play to end this 3rd quarter. And I'm telling you what, folks, hang tight. We got a good one coming here, and watch the end of this. He's getting blocked, but he gets off of it. It makes the play right at the end. Strap in for the 4th quarter for this one, folks.
Tulsa leads it 24-21 as we head to the 4th.
With Chase, you can do more. Get pre-approved and Zoom. Score your dream trip. Invest with JP Morgan here or here. Chase helps you game, set, and more.
Here's the problem. Nobody knows what Hulu Plus Live TV is.
Yeah, it comes with over 75 live channels with sports like NFL games, plus Disney Plus, plus ESPN Plus.
What if we call it Hulu Plus Live TV Plus Plus Plus?
That's dumb, but we're going to go with it.
Tulsa by 3. And LD, as we look at these numbers, starting to look like what we thought this game would be, coming in really close.
And I never would have thought the Huskies passing game would just be as equal to the Golden Hurricane passing game. I would have lost a lot of money, and I'm not a betting man, but I would have lost some money on that bet there, because that is incredible.
3rd down and 3, man in motion. That's McCray. Lombardi wants to go to the air. Takes off. Can he get to the sticks? Checks it down. Caught by Tucker with real estate. Touchdown, Northern Illinois. And the Huskies have the lead.
What a play. This is why Rocky Lombardi Mr. Consistency on the team. And I tell you what, these Huskies are back in this game, and they've taken this lead. This is a gritty team. They have come in here, and these fans in here are shocked right now.
Tulsa led 24-7 at intermission. Point after is money. 28-24, Northern Illinois. They've scored 21 unanswered, all of it here in the second half.
What a game.
8-play, 78-yard drive. What do you like most on that effort by NIU?
I just think the resilience now. They just have that mindset that no matter what, we're going to figure out a way to get it done. They had some penalties. They've had some plays set back. But then their quarterback making a throw. They were getting downfield, making some tough catches, making a run. And at the end of the day, football is just all about making plays, minimizing your mistakes. And they're doing that right now, and that's why they've got a 4-point lead.
Speaking of mistakes, Tulsa's cornerback Tyron Davis got penalized for taunting. Northern Illinois got tackled just outside their own end zone. I mean, they had it at their own 1-yard line. Would have been 3rd down.
I mean, that's an absolute killer. You just give them life. It looked dire, because then at that moment, you're thinking about, okay, we got to protect the ball and punt. Not go down and score, but you gave them a 1st down. And man, they turned that into gold for sure.
Deep driving kick headed for the back of the end zone. Let's take a look at the second half highlights for Northern Illinois. It's been all Huskies here in the second session.
Well, we knew this team was going to come in here and fight. Make no mistake about it. The quarterback's seeing the field right, and when you've got players like Rukowitz there to just come up and make a play, but this is the tide turner. Coach Hammock needed something to turn the tide, get an extra possession, and here they go right back to work to Antonio Brown, showing you that ability to bounce it outside. And this right here is just playing football. This is just, I'm making something happen for my team. He finds Tucker, and here we are, man. We are in a dogfight in this 4th quarter.
Both quarterbacks have now thrown 3 touchdowns. It's Davis Brin's turn. Tulsa sticking with the ground game. Across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Nice chunk of 8 for Taj Gary, sophomore transfer from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I like that call. No need to try to throw it up and down the field. Get back to what started this game for you to keep yourself balanced.
They go up tempo and they pick up the 1st down and more. Squirting free straight up the gut into the teeth of this NIU defense. It's Muhammad Jameh making the tackle, and Gary once again with another big run for the Hurricane. No huddle. Gary breaks off one would-be tackler, still pinballing forward to the 50-yard line. Tough run by the sophomore tailback, 3 straight carries.
That's a nice run. His defense trying to shoot the gaps, trying to be overly aggressive. Rayner misses him, and he makes a couple of Huskies miss at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 5. Brin all day coming back. It's complete. Epps makes the catch. Jitterbugs inside the 40 to the 38. Gandy on the coverage, and Tulsa hitting their stride offensively.
Yeah, the route combinations on the outside are pretty spectacular. And it's really tough for a secondary to keep track of who's doing what. And that's why at times you'll see receivers pop wide open in the middle of the field.
1st and 10. Fresh set of downs for the Hurricane to work with. Gary bouncing up the middle for a gain of 6 yards, maybe 7. Approaching the 30-yard line, Nick Ratine makes the stop for the Huskies. Nice balance of running past this drive for the Hurricane.
Yeah, and I think that's key. It's true not for the rest, not only for rushing per game and sprinkle in that salty passing game that they have. And that way the defenses can't make them one-dimensional and take something away.
And to your point, they're over 100 yards on this drive, up to 107 now. And Brand hits Stokes. Stokes trying to get up the middle, breaks a tackle, still going inside the 5-yard line. He's to the 3. Gandy finally drags him down to the turf.
He's built like a truck. And when he catches the pass, James, he turns into a running back. Look at him put his head down, shoulders, and he's running over defensive backs.
Gary stacked up at the 2. Tulsa trying to pound it in and reclaim the lead. Devontae O'Malley hit him first.
Now, at the end of the day, these are 2 well-coached teams, and they're going to fight you tooth and nail. And that's what it's going to come down here, the last minutes of this game. Who wants it more? And right now, Tulsa is answering the call, and they're knocking on the door here to try to take this lead.
First ever meeting between these 2 schools. We're in the 4th quarter. If you're just joining us, it was all Tulsa in the first half. They led 24-7. Huskies have rattled off 21 unanswered. Tulsa trying to stem the tide. Gary did not get in. And he's not a small back. He's 5'8", 220. We talk about Steven Anderson being 260, the lead back, but he's 220 himself.
That's a nice run, but look at him trying to grab the legs. They got his legs to stop moving. And when they did that, that stopped the forward momentum. 3rd and goal.
Anderson checks back in at tailback. Shotgun set. 4 down for an NIU. Anderson's popped.
Man.
He's stuffed. He does not get in. Wall up front for Northern Illinois.
I don't think so, James. Wow, it is an absolute war at the line of scrimmage. Ray Thomas, you just see him flash across the face. And when a defensive lineman crosses the face of an offensive lineman, it's over. Because now they won. The pad level is below the offensive lineman. And that's 2 plays in a row that the Huskies have dominated this line of scrimmage to keep them out.
We'll head to a break. 4th and goal. When we come back, don't go anywhere. 28-24. Tulsa trying to retake the lead.
We all love an excuse to wear something new. But why buy a dress you'll only wear once? Rent designer styles for up to 90% off retail. With Rent the Runway, you can wear it all without buying a thing. Drama for that wedding, satin for that party, florals for that weekend away, with the free backup size for the perfect fit. Dry cleaned and delivered to your door. So if you want it, rent it. With thousands of looks from designers you love, you can buy nothing and wear it all. Start renting from $30 at renttherunway.com.
Here's the problem. Nobody knows what Hulu Plus Live TV is.
Yeah, it comes with over 75 live channels with sports like NFL games, plus Disney Plus, plus ESPN Plus.
What if we call it Hulu Plus Live TV Plus Plus Plus?
That's dumb, but we're going to go with it.
Back to Benzema! 1-0 to Real Madrid. Siempre somos los dueños del juego. Billones, billones, empezamos de cero. We're making it hot, we're making it hot. Dinero, dinero, y no vamos a parar.
Well, LD, Tulsa knows a thing or two about playing from behind. They won't quit.
No, they won't. That's a big play call. I don't know if you continue to pound it in between the tackles again. I think you may fake it into Anderson, get your quarterback on the edge. One pass option.
4th and goal. Brent Stokes, touchdown! Tulsa back in front, 30-28.
Yeah, this is a fantastic play call. This is what I was thinking, James. Fake it in there. Give your quarterback an option. He might be able to run, but why not give it to your best offensive player? Put him asleep.
Keelan Sleep Stokes, 5 grabs, 78 yards, and that touchdown there. Point after from long is good. Tulsa, 31. Northern Illinois, 28.
Well, the play action fools it, but this team has got some resolve. We got a game. Tulsa back on front.
Girl, you can do better, at least with your big name wireless carrier. With Xfinity Mobile, you can get unlimited for $30 per month on the nation's most reliable 5G network. They can even save you hundreds a year on your wireless bill over T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon.
Wow, I can do better.
Yes, you can.
I can do better too.
Now, you really can do better. Switch to the fastest mobile service, Xfinity Mobile. Now with the best price on 2 lines of unlimited, just $30 a line.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Come on. He's yours now.
We got your car, sweetie.
A dealership? I thought this was an online thing.
It looked like you done picked the wrong website, Chief.
It's time to sign, baby.
So you didn't go to a dealership?
No, with Vroom you don't have to.
Never go to a dealership again. Go to Vroom.com, buy a car, and we'll deliver it straight to you.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Next Saturday, we have another exciting lineup of AAC games on the ESPN family of networks. First up at noon Eastern on ESPNU, Cincinnati faces off with Miami, Ohio. And then Temple takes on Rutgers out of the Big Ten at 2 Eastern. 1 Central on ESPN+. Finally, number 25, Houston. They play host to Kansas at 4 Eastern on ESPNU. Speaking of sleep, don't sleep on the Jayhawks. They just won at West Virginia in overtime in Kansas. Kansas is 2-0.
That's amazing. And I'm telling you what, that game next week against Houston is going to get some more eyeballs now, as them Jayhawks are playing some good football early.
Houston lost earlier today in overtime at Texas Tech. Kick is muffed. Scrum for it at the 18-yard line. It looked initially like it fell into the lap of a Husky.
Oh, man.
It's Mason Blakemore.
Yeah, he got right up in his chest, and sometimes that ball switches 3 or 4 different times right there in the pile, and I don't understand how Blakemore could get it back with all the blue jerseys around him. But he does. Oh, man.
Deep sigh of relief for Northern Illinois. 31-28. Well, LD, you said this game would be won or lost in the trenches. Who do you think is winning that battle? I mean, it's probably hard to tell. It's so close.
Man, I think it's pretty even. I think the offensive lines are winning at times, and I think the defensive lines are dominating at different points in the game. And when you get into a game like this, into the fourth quarter, you just got to make plays now. Who wants it more? We got 10:30 left to find out.
Ontario Brown wants the sideline, turns the corner, and he's out across the 35 late. Flag comes out in that holding zone. He got all the way out to the 38, but it might be coming back.
I'm telling you, that was an extremely late flag. Evan Rogers saying, yeah, it's on him because half his jersey's coming off. There it is, a little inside zone. Tough to pick it out in that shot there, but referee called it, so he saw it. Got to back him up.
Northern Illinois up to 9 penalties, 83 yards. Here's a better look.
Let's see what we're dealing with here. Yeah. Right there at the top corner of your screen there.
1st and 14. Another stoppage of play. And another flag. Northern Illinois called a timeout before the delay of game. We'll take it with them. 31-28. Still 10-plus minutes to go. We've got a good one back and forth here in Tulsa.
And now, a short meditation for this crypto winter. I am calm like a mountain lake. I use Coinbase, the largest publicly traded crypto exchange. The exchange that's based in the US and has a world-class security team and protects my funds 24/7 and has over 10 years of experience weathering crypto cycles like this one. Coinbase, the most trusted crypto exchange.
Them Diamondbacks are mighty poisonous. We should get you to a doctor.
I learned from my pappy and my grandpappy before him. Cattle herd don't need no doctor. This is dead serious. Let's drive this herd.
Sometimes you just need some help. So if you need therapy, find a licensed therapist at BetterHelp.com.
We're all about the finals. Connecticut versus Las Vegas. Today at 3 on ABC.
Both teams over 100 yards on the ground. There's only been one sack tonight, but both teams have had to earn their rushing yards, each side under 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, and it's been tough sledding at times, and credit to these quarterbacks to keep the play alive at times when they get under pressure. You know, not really forcing anything. Reichle Lombardi, his last pass for a touchdown. was eluding the rush and finding Cole Tucker.
1st and 14. Deep drop. Ejected from the pocket. On the run. Sidearm throw, and he one-hopped it to his backup tight end. It's incomplete. 2nd and 14. A sea of blue jerseys on the coverage.
Yeah, that's a really nice job by this defense. At all levels, you get pressure on the quarterback. That's job one. You cover downfield. That's two. And you make him throw it away. That's outstanding defense. Everybody doing what they're supposed to do, staying at home and not giving up anything underneath.
This Tulsa defense, even in a shootout, held Wyoming in a double 400 yards. They outgained Wyoming by almost 200. Northern Illinois with the ball on 2nd and 14. Lombardi, dangerous throw. Incomplete. Northern Illinois lives to see another down. It's 3rd and 14.
And that's a pretty tough throw, too. That's the one, they call it a hole throw. When that receiver runs that fade, you want to throw it in behind that corner. But that safety is coming over the top, which makes it even more difficult. It's a big 3rd down here. You don't necessarily need to get this 1st down. You just got to protect the ball. It's okay to punt, but you cannot make a turnover here and give a short field to this Golden Hurricane offense.
NIU 6 for 10 on 3rd down. Lombardi stops, loops, off the face mask of his tailback, Blakemore. Incomplete, it's 4th and 14. And NIU will have to punt it back to the Hurricane.
It's a heck of a play. Rocky Lombardi doing everything he can. And if Blakemore can hold on to this, it's a 1st down. And you're right, hits him right in the face mask. Now they got a punt.
Tom Foley on the blasted away, had a 51-yarder earlier. 4th punt of the evening. Could be good field position for Tulsa. Stokes back deep.
Trying to set up a return here.
It's a high, towering blast. Muffed by Tulsa, and it's scooped up by Northern Illinois. Huskies get it right back. Stokes muffed the punt. Gandy able to retrieve it.
The most sure-handed player on this team that you 10 out of 10 times would put in this situation, and he just happened to drop it, and it happens to the best of them. It's just probably at one of the worst times in the game because you want to keep this momentum and add to your lead, but you just give life back to the Huskies offense. Oh man, that's a tough one.
9:37 to play in this 4th quarter. NIU's offense comes racing right back out onto the field. Thornton in motion. Brown trying to bust one. Takes 2 Hurricane defenders to bring him down at the 31-yard line. Picked up 9. And Northern Illinois, does it feel like, LD, they're starting to get some momentum offensively and get downhill?
Here it is. The zone blocking. The cutback lanes are starting to get bigger and bigger. And this is where the Golden Hurricane defense has to be mentally tough. That sudden possession change. You come off the field. You just did good. Now the muff punt. Now you got to go back out on the field and get ready to play defense. That's tough to do. And the Huskies seem primed to try to take advantage of that here with a 2nd and short here.
Brown's up to 4 yards per handoff. 67 yards on the ground. Point away from center. Lombardi hands it to Whaley. He dives inside the 30 for a 1st down to the 29. John Michael Terry made the stop.
Now that's one of the rare times, James, this offense goes to an unbalanced look, meaning that your tight end is moved over to the right side as a guard, and then you bring that extra lineman to the left, so it's an overload to one side. Now they're back to. They've got a tight end and 3 wide receivers.
They load up the left side for 1st and 10. Whaley puts his head down. It's close to the 25. They mark him down at the 26-yard line. Tyron Davis and Bryson Powers in the neighborhood. This is a patient offense for Northern Illinois. Already in field goal range for their kicker, John Richardson, one of the best in FBS.
Keep your eye on the match up at the top of the screen. If they feel like they can get Cole Tucker in a situation where he's man-to-man, I'd be surprised they see a shot here on second or even third down.
2nd and 8. Blakemore to the 25-yard line. Not much, only picked up a yard. How tired does that Tulsa defensive front have to be? They've been on the field a lot here in this fourth quarter.
They have, and they continue to play hard. This is why you do all that training in the offseason. You do all that running, all that conditioning. It's about the fourth quarter. And it's not cliche when you say that. This is where you win or lose games, especially when two evenly matched teams are going up against one another.
3rd and 5. Lombardi wide open. Blakemore inside the 10, pushed out of bounds at the 5. How about that?
That's a beautiful play call. We hadn't seen it. Here's the orbital motion. Get the defense looking one way. You slip the running back out of the backfield. It's a beautiful design. Even more impressed. They executed it to perfection. There, guys, this the offensive coordinator doing a masterful job there, saving that one when he absolutely needed to pull it out and keep the chains moving.
What does that orbit motion do for a defense?
You got to look at it.
Yeah.
And it gets their eyes and their attention to look one way when you're trying to do something out the other way. That's great deception.
They sent him left, threw it right flat. Handoff. Blakemore squirts towards the goal line. He's in! Touchdown, Huskies. They'll take a look at this. Was the right knee down before he crossed the plane? If it stands, NIU goes on top.
Well, let's see what we got here, James. Pretty good block. You got to make a few guys miss. Tough to clean up everybody. No. Kind of tough from that angle, but
one of those rare instances where the foot was in, but the ball wasn't in.
You're going to need that like pylon cam to kind of see if what went across first, but it's still going to be tough to look there.
Gets bent backwards right here. Foot, where's the ball?
Oh man, that's tough to call.
And is there enough to overturn it?
That's the key, because what they ruled on the field is a touchdown. Okay, I think you can tell by the crowd.
He's going to be down inside the 1. Wipe away 6. Here comes the Husky power. Cox, Champ, Nigra, Logan Schernitz, the right guard, and Nolan Potter, the right tackle, the leader of this group, preseason All-MAC. Right tackle up front for the Huskies. Second and goal. Sneak. Trying to push him. Signal yet. Touchdown. Lombardi will score it for the Huskies. Now they go on top, 34-21.
It's always good when you can have an offense where the quarterback occasionally goes under center. And the quarterback sneak is always a primo play on short yardage, and most importantly, getting across the goal line. Look at the push. The pad levels are there. You see those white shirts? They just kind of push just enough. And I'm telling you, it is a war underneath all that mass of humanity. But somehow, some way, the quarterback gets it across the goal line.
That's a great point, though. How beneficial is it to go under center from time to time so that you can sneak it in those situations? A lot of times you see teams, short yardage, still in the shotgun.
Kind of a lost art. And you take the little things for granted, but This is a gritty football team that does the things that maybe some of the old school used to do.
35-31, Northern Illinois on top. Still almost 6 minutes to play. Far from over here in Tulsa.
Back to Benzema. 1-0 to Real Madrid. Siempre somos los dueños del juego. Billones, billones, empezamos de cero. We're making it hot, dinero, dinero, y no vamos a parar.
Are you ready for football? Are you dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, prepping, and screaming for football? Good. Then you're ready.
Here we go, fellas. There is nothing like this atmosphere on Sunday Night Baseball.
Put it all out there, all the chips. You got to just go for it.
Raise those hands. Let everybody know you went deep.
Things can change very quickly in this sport.
This is the time of year when things get real. Sunday Night Baseball. Sundays at 7 on ESPN.
Are you ready for football? No, really. Are you? Are you screaming for football? Dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, parenting, and naming your pets for football? Are you
breaking up with me?
For football? Are you dancing, flexing, prepping, jonesing, burrowing, and hyping yourself up for an all-new season of football? Good. Then you're ready.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Northern Illinois has reclaimed the lead 35-31 after the 1-yard plunge by that guy, Rocky Lombardi. It's been a tale of two different halves, but LD, both teams have really stuck to their original game plan.
Yeah, I think that's how you finish it out. You go with what brought you to this point. And I think Tulsa, they're built for this type of game. This quick score, get up and down the field. And I'm telling you, I know the cliche gets thrown around with Rocky Lombardi probably, but he's a gamer. I mean, he is just one of these guys that it doesn't look like it's like perfect all the time. He just makes a play, and just true grit of this Husky team just to continue to fight and see if they can hold on here.
Stokes will drop to a knee. Make it Carlisle in the end zone. 1st and 10 Tulsa after the touchback. Back and forth we go. Lead change after lead change here in the second half. It's 35-31. Davis Brin, 241 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. And Tulsa, you know, they haven't had the ball much here in the second half because of the NIU onside after their first touchdown, but they've still been hitting on all cylinders in this second half offensively. The offense just hasn't been out there much.
No, they haven't. They just haven't had many opportunities, but credit to the Huskies. You had the onside kick. They had the turnover right there, and they just scored last time. So they've been able to limit and keep the offense off the field.
Brin will hand it off on first down. Taj Gary has had some nice runs tonight. Devontae O'Malley, the stopper that time for NIU.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a stable of running backs. You're always going to have a guy fresh. And right now, Taj Gary has got some fresh legs. And you're starting to see him get the bulk of the carries here late in this game.
Under 5.5 minutes to go, 2nd down and 9. Brin wants to throw. Tight window, caught by Stokes, able to hang on, muscles through 2 tacklers, and gets to the 46-yard line. Kyle Pugh, the 8th-year senior, NIU makes the tackle.
It's a heck of a football play. I mean, Stokes, man, that is fantastic.
Pugh, when he got on campus, his current teammates that are freshmen, they were in 6th grade. Wrap your head around that. He's been here for 8 years. Didn't play all 8 years, but and he's a guy that, man, he works as hard as anybody. He was up pushing a sled this offseason at 5 a.m. to recover from an injury, and he's in once again on that tackle after a gain of 3.
Yeah, when you have those knee injuries, and I've had them, torn ACL, whatever it is, PCL, MCL, whatever, it psychologically does something to you. So I credit this young man to stay with it, because he could have easily gone the other way. He could have easily said, hey, I'm done with football. Let me keep playing. That's pretty impressive.
Nobody home for Davis Vacation on the route. Santana cut it off around the 40. That incompletion will bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Tulsa offense.
That's where the receiver saw the coverage a little bit different than the quarterback. That's all that is. Big 3rd down here.
Northern Illinois bringing in some fresh bodies. This is a deeper Northern Illinois defense. Still young. 8 of their 11 starters are still underclassmen. 3rd down and 7. Brent. Pocket holds up, and he's able to connect with Stokes.
Man, how do you guard that? That's just 2 guys throwing a ton of footballs in the offseason, and after practice, this is just a timing route. And that ball comes out before Stokes even comes out of his break. I think they might have spotted this one bad. I thought he caught it at the 44-yard line.
And for those at home, the ball should be marked where he made the catch, correct?
Yeah. His forward progress stopped at the 44-yard line.
He gave up some ground to try to get out of bounds, but let's take another look right here.
Yeah, you see where the kind of the rubber tires in that field, the rubber dust kicks up a little bit. Right about that 44-yard line.
As of now, it'll be 4th and 1. 3:44 to go in this one. Well, Tulsa, they're no strangers to close games. Go back a week ago, their game against Wyoming. We mentioned earlier that Tulsa outgained Wyoming by almost 200 yards, but Tulsa fell in double overtime. Another tight one for the Hurricane.
This game was wild and woolly. It was basically whoever had the ball last. And there you see a big pop there on Stokes. He coughs it up. You got missed field goals hitting the uprights, and all kind of crazy things happen. And it comes down to that right there, just missing the field goal. And that sometimes in college football is the difference in winning and losing. But what a game they did, and what an offensive output, even in a losing effort.
All of those plays you just saw came in the final 2 minutes of that one. It was a double overtime loss. Wyoming's a tough place to play, 40-37. They're going to review the spot. That's the pause in the action. But you see Stokes and his numbers, $169 receiving with a touchdown. 3 Hurricane receivers all went over 100 yards for the first time in school history.
And I think they're going to have an opportunity to do more of that this season, too. Those guys are tough matchups for any defense.
Let's take another look at this catch.
Yeah, you see where he initially was, and I feel confident in saying that he's maybe not the 44, but just inside of that, which would still be a first down, because that yard to make is inside that hash mark on the 44-yard line. I'm looking straight across from where we are now, James. But it looks like they're going to mark it just outside the 45.
So he is shy. 4th and 1 for Tulsa's offense. So they're putting at the 45. The explanation that we got was because he gave up some ground, went backwards on his own. Okay. They're saying that the tackle didn't impact the loss of yardage after the catch. 4th and 1. You go to Anderson here, 260 pounds in the backfield.
Yeah, I don't think you play around. I think because you're out at midfield, they still have to honor you with the passing game. Timeout there, Huskies.
Northern Illinois wants to think it over. It's just a 30. We're staying here, 35-31. Our score down to 3:44 to go. LD, what's been the headline in this one? Both offenses have looked good, but man, the defenses, at least in the first half, they were fantastic on both sides. It's been tough sledding on the ground. I don't know what you out of all that.
It's been a fun game, and you know what? Sometimes the defenses will win, and sometimes the offenses will win, and that's the beauty of college football. And really, there was an era of offense like, man, we cannot keep an offense without scoring 40 points. Now these defenses are kind of catching up and making plays, and we're seeing it tonight. We're seeing some individual efforts. We're seeing offensive and defensive coordinators scheme up some beautiful plays. And again, it's a fun game to watch. And here we are again. Both coordinators have to come up with a way to either stop this 4th down or convert this 4th down, and it could be the difference in the game.
You said it. It's just been a really evenly matched, entertaining football game. Tulsa dominated the first half. Northern Illinois has come storming back. 4th and less than a yard. Anderson met in the hole. He did not get it. Northern Illinois stonewalls him up front. James Esther leading the way. His coaches were raving about him earlier this week, and you can see why there.
We talked about it the entire game. Winning the line of scrimmage, and now it goes back over to the Huskies. They win at the point of contact. There it is, like you mentioned, Easter. He's the big body in the middle, 6'3", 295. And all you want to do when you play a nose tackle or a nose guard, you want to clog up the middle, just get in the way. What a defensive stop by the Huskies.
Tulsa's down to 1 timeout. Trying to avoid an 0-2 start.
Well, still plenty of time. If you're the Huskies offense, you got to still think first downs. You can't just take a couple of knees and some easy handoffs. A lot of time left in this game.
Northern Illinois brings in some power, and they trip up Ontario Brown. Down from his corner position to make the stop.
Yeah, that's a fantastic play. Davis coming in. He's one of these cornerbacks, and he's taken on a blocker. It's been a lot of that here tonight. These individual defensive plays. But if you're the Husky, James, sorry, you just take your time. You run your offense, take your time. No need to hurry. As you see, they're huddling up.
Under 10 on the play clock. High backfield. They've got a true fullback in the lineup. Brown dots the I. Gets the carry. They clobber him at the 49-yard line. Picks up 3. 3rd down. And here's the big play right here. Goodlow made the stop.
Old school power football here. Power I, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver. And you're telegraphing pretty much where you're running. You just kind of want to get some positive yards. It's a good defensive stop, but yeah, here it is. This is the money down.
Lombardi has been nails on 3rd down. Northern Illinois, they've converted 7 of 12. They were down 24-7 at the half.
Yeah, don't be surprised here. Play action pass. You're in a run formation. Defense is thinking run.
They'll hand it off to Brown. He didn't get it. Picked up a couple. Bryson Powers able to chop him down. And it's 4th down with under 2 to go.
Yeah, I think this is a good call. I think this is smart. Keep the ball on the ground. All you're thinking about is time. You just want to make that clock run down. You want to make Tulsa burn a timeout. And that's their last timeout of the game. But they may have 1 left. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was their final timeout. Yeah.
Down to minute 58 to go. LD, how would you evaluate Northern Illinois in that drive? Do you feel like they're in some ways okay giving the ball back to Tulsa? Are they trusting their defense?
I think they're totally trusting their defense. When they didn't have a positive play on first down, they had a nice run on second to get it where it was 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. At that moment in time, Coach Hammock saying, okay, our defensive line is winning. We feel like we can contain the quarterback, and that's all that is. But I'm telling you what, look who's back out there now.
4th and 4. Northern Illinois going for it all, trying to put this game on ice. If they don't get it, they'll really have to trust their defense. Snap, bootleg, throw, dropped, incomplete. It was in and out of the hands of George Gumps.
It was there. It was 100% there. Here's another beautiful call. You got to flood the zone, little sprint out pass, and it's just a little too hot for him to handle.
You like the call? Going for it, or are you punting the rock there?
Man,
I know you're kind of, you're old school.
I think I would punt, make them have to go the length of the field. You know, they don't have any timeouts. This puts your defense in a tough bind. They've got a short field to defend. Now, with that, they still got to score a touchdown. So it's not like they can kick a field goal and beat you or tie the game. They still got to put this ball in the end zone. And your defense has shown in this game that they can rise up to the challenge.
Quarterback Davis Brin, if you're just joining us, threw for a career-high 460 yards in the opener last week, most by any FBS quarterback the first 2 weeks of the season. Tonight, he's tossed 4 touchdown passes as an encore. Not as many yards, 267 tonight. Only 1 pick. He's completed 60% of his passes. Redshirt senior, 14 career starts. Veteran QB for Tulsa, number 7 in blue. Cox back. And Stokes can't hang on. It's incomplete, but that stops the clock. 2nd and 10.
I really like this kid. He runs some nice routes, gets his body. It's a little bit of an option route that defensive players playing you inside. You break it out, pass just a little bit too hot on the outside there. But if I'm the QB, I'm looking for number 2 again.
2nd down and 10. Here come the Huskies. Brin crashing down at the 43. Michael Kennedy with the sack. Only the 2nd sack of the game.
Nick Benedetto is calling a masterful second half of the game. This is zone blitz. First one in the game. You've got guys dropping out. You've got blitzers coming. You don't know who to protect, and it gets the offensive line off their keys, and you've got a guy getting home.
3rd and 14. Brin steps up. Caught. Jones close to the 30-yard line.
Wow.
Brown the stopper.
That's big time.
A minute and change left. Brin looking for Stokes. Bredich and a flag. Line. Keelan Sleep Stokes. 8th catch of the night. None bigger than that.
Big time players in big time moments can make big time plays. And why not go to number 2? He's everything for you on offense. And this is a basketball play. It's underthrown. The quarterback's under duress, but he boxes the defensive player out, and it's like a forward getting a rebound. He blocks it out, makes the catch, and now this offense is cooking with some gas at the 2-yard line.
Davis Brin, he's like the point guard of a basketball team. Keelan Stokes, love the box out reference. Minute to go, 35-31. Now Tulsa has to punch it in. Last time they were down here knocking on the door, it took them a while. It was not easy for the Hurricane.
They went to 4th down, and they had to pull one of the nicer play calls of the day, a little play action pass, get the quarterback out on the edge. I don't think that's a bad call here because you don't have any timeouts. You don't want to take the chance of running up in there, slow to get up off the line of scrimmage. Clock is contained or run it down. It's okay to potentially maybe pass something here on 1st down. just to get the defense out of there, because there are going to be shot out of a cannon to stop you from running up the middle.
And a field goal won't do it for the Hurricane. Needs 6.
Punch that thing in. What a game. This has been a ton of fun. And you know what? We kind of had some worries about the Huskies, but they kind of always felt like they were in this game, and they have fought back to this point. Now Tulsa got a chance to do something special right now.
Tulsa led 24-7 at halftime. Northern Illinois scored 21 unanswered. Anderson, 6'2", 260 at tailback, 24 in blue. He gets the call, and he is in. Touchdown, Tulsa. Hurricane go back on top.
What a drive. What a drive when you had to have it with the pressure on. And this offensive line says, I've had about enough of these Huskies up front. Let's get them out of the way and let our big fella carry it in.
Big point after coming up for Zach Long to give Tulsa a 3-point lead. He boots it through there. Northern Illinois just needs a field goal to tie, and they still have almost a minute to work with. 58 seconds left for Rocky Lombardi and crew.
Here it is. You got down block, and it creates a little bit of a cutback there. Oh, got away with a touch of a hold. They didn't call it, but that's okay. And the Golden Hurricane, James, back up on top.
38-35. Tulsa didn't score in the third quarter. How about the resolve by the Hurricane?
Yeah.
NIU had all the momentum. Tulsa was in some serious trouble, but they've continued to fight back.
Yeah, you just got the feeling that both these teams were going to fight you tooth and nail until there were no time on the clock. And we very well may still get this. Rocky Lombardi, I'm taking my chances with Rocky Lombardi. I'm telling you. And his receivers, they still can be able to do some magic here. Still plenty of time. Even though they don't have any timeouts, plenty of time to go down. All they need is a field goal, and we're playing extra minutes here.
And they've got one of the best kickers in FBS, John Richardson, who's hit a career long of 51 yards. Blake Moore to the 32. Tulsa saying the ball popped out late.
What?
Northern Illinois' offense trying to get out on the field.
What? Oh, my.
I haven't seen a signal. Grant Sawyer thinks he wrenched it loose.
Talking about it.
First down, Northern Illinois. Now, if you're Northern Illinois, LD, Tulsa, you've got to be okay. If they're going to score, first down is the down for them to score on.
It is. You're exactly right.
You've got a little bit of time now.
No, you're exactly right. This is where the matchup you like, and you got to try to go get it. These safeties are going to be playing a little bit loose, and it's going to look like cover two, but they've been rotating one to the middle to a single high safety. So you got to be careful. When you see a zone or a hole throw, it has got to be on time, and it's got to be with purpose.
Lombardi, pocket holds up, zips it, and it's caught by Thornton. Out of bounds. Barely took any time off the clock, and they're out to their own 45-yard line.
You couldn't have scripted a better first down play to get the drive started.
Thornton's been quiet tonight, but he comes up big there. Just his second catch. Buying time. Improvising. Throws to the sideline. And Blake Moore's unable to hang on. Clock stopped with 42 seconds left. Powers in the neighborhood on the coverage.
Now, incompletions don't hurt you. All you want to do is continue to try to move the chains. Got to be cognizant of the clock. You want to go out of bounds. And if you do catch it in play, hand the ball back to the official quickly and get lined up as quick as you can.
You see the close calls there for the Hurricane. As Lombardi steps up, His receiver fell down. It's incomplete. And the Huskies, they're used to close games. They played in 10 games decided by 8 points or less last season, went 7-3. And last week's game against Eastern Illinois was a 7-point difference.
Now Rukowitz slips here. The pass is, that's a long throw. You got to try to take your chance across the middle. That's where they're most vulnerable. They're going to play the sidelines, so you're going to have to try to get something across the middle.
3rd and 10. Northern Illinois from its 45-yard line. They need to get to around the Tulsa. Lombardi off the hands of his receiver, and it's picked. Intercepted by Tyron Davis.
Oh, wow.
The icing on the cake for Tulsa.
Wow.
What a play. What a game. 32 seconds left. Tulsa takes.
And you want to talk about poetic justice. Davis, he committed the penalty that extended the drive, that gave life to the Husky, but he makes arguably the biggest play of the game. And to seal this one for the Golden Hurricane, I mean, look at that. How acrobatic. That's going to be on every single highlight reel that you could possibly think of. And the finish is even more dramatic. That is, that's good stuff right there.
Victory for Davis Brin in this Tulsa offense as they drop to a knee. And Tyron Davis, quick note on him, just a great kid, does so much in the Tulsa community.
Well, he donates time to the community food bank, and he's given everything he has to this Golden Hurricane and this community here at Tulsa. It makes the biggest play of the game for sure.
22nd comeback win for head coach Philip Montgomery and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. 10th come from behind victory in the last 2 seasons. They keep finding ways to win, especially here at home. They've now won 14 of their last 17 home openers. On Fan Appreciation Day, the fans got a show here at H.A. Chapman Stadium. Just a tremendous football game all the way around. (38-35), Tulsa wins it. Let's take a look at this final drive by the Tulsa offense. Davis Brin made some big-time throws.
Yes, he did. And, man, I tell you what, you got to have some nerve. You got to have that moxie back there at quarterback to stand back there with all that traffic in front of you. This is probably one of the better throws under duress. And then you've got Stokes making a primetime play, and you cap it off with Anderson in the end zone. And this defense, we said, hey, they're going to have a challenge to match the physicality. They need to come up and make plays, and there it is, Davis getting the biggest defensive play of the game. And the Golden Hurricane, they're winners tonight.
38-35, our final. Tulsa racks up 429 yards of total offense en route to their first victory of the season after a heartbreaking loss a week ago. They bounce back and take down Northern Illinois 38-35. LD, who's your MVP?
Oh my gosh, you could start just about everywhere. I like Stokes. I like Stokes because some of the big time catches, but you know, you can go with the quarterback obviously because he had to make the big time throws. He was under duress a lot in this game. So I might give it to those two guys there to connect when they absolutely have to have co-MVPs if I could do that.
Stokes, 8 grabs, 135 yards, a touchdown, a long of 31 on that last drive. Averaged almost 17 yards per grab. Brin goes for 322 through the air, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 19 of 32 passing for Davis Brin. Great win for the Golden Hurricane. We're going to wrap it up from H.A. Chapman Stadium. For LaDarren McClain, I'm James Westling saying so long from Tulsa, where the final score is Tulsa 38, Northern Illinois 35. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Up next, Hartford versus FC Tulsa.